Welcome to episode 2 of this lovely anime podcast. I'm your producer, Jonathan, and with me is one of the hosts, Sigurd. Sigurd, did we get any response via email or Facebook or Twitter? Any feedback on the first episode?
Currently, we have 98 likes on our Facebook page and 3 comments on our SoundCloud. Luckily, with the help of our listeners, word of mouth is what's going to take this grassroots podcast into the ears of many more.
So if you're listening right now, go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Daijou Crew, like the page, and share it with all your friends so that they can listen to episode 2 as well. By the way, what anime are we talking about in episode 2?
Well, what aired in the spring of 2016, almost a year ago, was the anime Big Order, which had a lot of hype thanks to the popularity of the visual novel. But I'll let you know what we thought about it in the actual podcast.
Big Order. That sounds like maybe a high school kid runs a little Etsy shop and he's got a really hot selling item, but he's having trouble shipping it out on time. Maybe he gets some help from his friends. Am I close?
Well, there's a little bit of shipping, but not quite what you think.
I'm just gonna leave that one there. Did we get any questions or corrections from the previous episode on Active Raid?
From the feedback that we've had so far, I will say that majority of our listeners were saying that the episodes run a little bit long. I will say that the first 5 episodes of this podcast are pre-recorded, and by episode 6, we can use these feedback to shorten the length of the episodes and really get a good flow going. So I hope that you stick it out with us and listen to many more episodes to come.
Without further ado,
here's the Daijou Crew. All right, welcome to the Daijou Crew, guys. It's your host again, Sigurd. What's up? I am surprised and thrilled that you guys are with us on episode 2. Woo, we made it! I mean,
why have you done this to yourself?
Last episode we did ask that you gave us, the typical anime 3-episode rule, and I'm just hoping you extend it to a 5-episode rule for us before we actually get our bearings here. But
You asked too much.
I know. You guys owe me nothing, and I owe you everything. So
Well, God, that's like 5 hours of someone's time.
yeah.
That's if you're working a part-time job here in California, or I guess Sacramento, that's $10 an hour. That's $50.
Am I going to pay them $50?
Are you?
Maybe
I
in
don't
the
know,
future.
man.
I mean, we'll get our Patreon going sometime, and I'll give you $50.
Message us at daijoucrew@gmail.com to ask for your reparations.
Or you can tweet us at Daijou Crew and ask us for reparations.
Or find us on blackpeoplemeet.com or JDate.
JDate. I was trying to think of what it was.
Chris and Eagles.
Anastasia.com. We're everywhere.
We're on Farmers Only as well.
Yeah, we're really trying to broaden
I
our
grow
market
stuff.
out there. We're trying to meet people, get people to meet us. So, yeah, come find us. Wait, don't actually come find us? That sounds like a threat. First of all, I'm being so rude. I introduced myself. Again, this is your host, Sigurd. To the left of me on this bed that we have, we're not in bed, but
Wow, yeah.
our table is a bed.
It's a bed shitting bed.
And we're trying not to do that. So, anyways, to the left of me, we have Take It Away.
Okay. I don't know my left from my right. Which one of us are you talking about?
You.
Me?
Yeah, let's go with you because you're talking.
So this is left.
Sure, yeah.
I am.
It's probably
Julian.
better if we use clock terms like clockwise.
I already introduced myself. I'm Julian. What do you want from me? Okay. Everyone knows that I don't know my left from right now. I'm ashamed. You take it away.
Wait, hold on.
You
hold
guide
on,
to my
hold up.
direction that's that way.
Let me help you out here. For those of you who don't know your left from your right, you can always do this fun little trick that I learned when I was a small child. You can hold your finger, your index finger, and your thumb out in front of you.
Oh my god, now we're exposing the fact that I can't read.
Whichever hand makes the letter L, that's your left hand.
What's
great.
an L?
Great way to shit on dyslexic kids.
Okay, it's one letter. All right, so now that we helped Julian figure out his left from his right,
You didn't. I still don't know.
let's introduce the last member of our team here.
I'm Wa Uzumaki.
Believe it.
I certainly do.
I am one of the many clones.
And how does it feel knowing you're not original?
You know what? It's better not to think about it, okay? Like,
Can
don't go into life. I did do my own thing. Don't. Everyone dies. Let's just watch TV.
can Naruto just like kill you at any moment?
You know.
That's Wa Uzumaki. He's not Naruto Uzumaki, you idiot.
So
You know.
Oh my God.
he just said he's one of the clones. So I just assumed.
I don't know what episode it's, but there's actually a filler of Naruto where his clone decides to revolt against him.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
They're like on a ship and it's a mutiny.
yeah, they're like, hey, yeah, fuck the original.
They're like all Uzumakis matter.
No, just no.
Just themselves?
Not the real one. He didn't matter. They were gonna kill him.
Damn.
The end, it was like a dream of one of the clones that went into the original, and he was just like, oh man, maybe I should pay my clones with respect now. But he doesn't. He still sacrifices them
He
as
still
pawns.
uses them as like a human whip.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's just him. You know?
He's using himself.
Oh my god, are you guys saying that it's not okay to go to an alternate universe and steal
I was
your
really
girl?
hoping it would go into full
Oh,
circle.
don't bring the subject back up.
This will never die.
I can tell. All right.
Alternus was wrong.
Alternus was
Why are you so
was.
like not into cooking yourself?
Yeah,
Because it just doesn't seem right, dude.
but it's yourself.
It doesn't seem right, dude.
All right. So
No context ever. Like you're gonna leave it at that.
It's a gut feeling.
if you'd like to know what we're talking about, email us at daijoucrew@gmail.com and we'll take your response and maybe talk about it on air after we email you back. Anyways,
We're not going to email them back. We're going to read it and then maybe respond.
we're
maybe
going
on
to
air.
maybe like the 10 emails we get and maybe read one.
10. Wow, this dude's optimistic.
yeah, I'm hoping for like 1.5.
How
All
do you
right.
send half an email? Did they save it in the draft folder and we should happen to read it?
No,
You
they
send-
don't. They write
they don't
your
sign
name
off.
in the to part, and then they forget to write anything, and they just press send.
Yeah. That's not even a half. I was just thinking they write it to you, but they stop like mid paragraph and they don't sign off, so you're just left hanging.
So
Or maybe
yeah,
they
it's-
just
it's
don't
the
even ask a
draft of an
question.
email. It's just like
Basically,
and we
but-
just happen to see it.
Yeah, I'd be happy. All right, so well, it's been like at least a week since the last time we all saw each other. I actually went to Arizona, Phoenix to participate in a Pokemon VGC tournament.
How'd that go?
It went okay. I fought against a guy that is from New York, and he went to Worlds, and I took a game off of him, which I found surprising considering the fact that I
Nice.
haven't studied this
Perfect.
meta at all.
You established you learn how to play the game.
Yeah, I learned how to play Pokemon. I haxed him a lot by putting all of his Pokemon to sleep, but yeah, he beat me in the end. It was a tough battle. Met a lot of cool people and got a pretty nifty pen. And
Consolation prize. Here's a pen. You
actually,
loser.
it was a participation prize because if
a
you
lot better
signed
than
up, you
tissues.
got it. What's up?
It's a lot better than tissues.
It is a lot better than tissues.
People get tissues as consolation prizes in Japan.
The person
weird.
who won the VGC was Patrick Smith. He is actually a Sacramento native himself, and he won Phoenix last year. And the reason why Phoenix is important is that, one, it's the beginning kickoff of the whole Pokemon tournament season,
Okay.
as well as, since it's the first one, it's the one that everyone in the United States that's like a pro player goes to for sure. So yeah, there was a lot of big names
Reverse
there.
Evo.
Yes, basically reverse Evo. And no, it's cool that a Sacramento native won. I think that speaks to our region. Arizona is a very tough region themselves. They're like number 2 or 3 when it comes to competitive Pokemon.
It's really weird that this whole thing, the first of the year starts.
In the end of the
September.
year? I know, I thought so
It's
too.
not even the end of the year. This is just.
It's like the beginning of fourth quarter.
Yeah, Yeah. What about you guys? What have you guys been up to?
Well, the house across the street from us had a drug raid or something.
Oh, so we're really getting into personal stuff, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. He
I
talked
don't think
about playing video games. I'm just talking about me sleeping through like sheriffs busting down garage doors and fences and stuff. And I don't know what happened. I still don't know. All I know is that garage door is still just on the driveway.
Has anyone actually gone over to the house
Why
yet?
would
Oh,
I,
God,
man?
no.
I don't talk to those
That's,
people.
well, that
I'm not
neighbor.
I don't plan on.
that
only
neighbor
this
kind
one.
of kept to himself. He
Those
like-
neighbors.
huh?
Those neighbors. I'm pretty sure there's more than just one.
No, I don't know.
A
Like
lot of younger kids.
they wave hi every now and then. Like I see him leave the house.
Get it? Wave high.
They ride in that wave. Hi.
Sure. I don't know what reference you guys are making, but
Where'd you-
they kept to themselves. Like I only ever see him leave the house every now and then, but it's apparently they had a lot of drugs in there or pot or something. I don't know.
Nah, you know me. I've just been playing Final Fantasy 14 a lot.
How you like the new patch?
It's a lot of stuff to do. It's a lot of stuff.
A lot
to
of
do.
content.
Oh my goodness! Like not for just like combat stuff, but it's a lot of stuff.
Are you all geared up?
Not even close, baby. All the gear this patch sucks for tanks. It's really
It's not a
It's
tank
really abysmal.
patch.
no, and it never will be with how the stats work right now.
I see. So it might as well DPS.
No,
No?
no,
Did the new classes get like released with this patch too, or
No.
it's
No,
just
that's
content?
that's probably
be
going
the
to be in
next
the next
expansion.
expansion.
Ah, so there's a whole nother expansion coming.
Basically, yeah.
eventually.
Sooner or later.
And do you have anyone to shout out to, or would you even be willing to?
Shout out to the free company.
Yeah, let's say, or like tell people what server you play on for who listen.
Oh, I play on the Primal Data Center. Primal Data Center, Diabolos, with my boy Wasum. Yeah, that's what I'm shouting out to. If you're out there right now, just know you my boy. You never talk, but you my boy, bro.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, damn.
Shouting out to someone right next to you. Huh?
I mean, did you shout out to Patrick? You're not going to explain who he is, or
I already
didn't shout
gave
out
a
to
shout
him,
out. I
you
told
just-
him he's Sacramento native, that one Phoenix
Do you
BGC.
know Patrick?
I don't.
anyways.
How was your week, Wah? What did you do?
I actually went out and bought myself a Steam controller.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like well, it was on sale, and I'm like,
How much was it?
I think I got it for 35. Normally sell for like 60.
Dang.
I've been kind of curious because I always hear things like you can actually configure it to like basically anything.
Yeah, I've
And-
only heard bad things about it, but what's your
Same.
review on it?
Most of the stuff I hear, it's like it's different. You just have to get used to it.
Which is
That's-
funny because this is coming from the guy who won't switch to a keyboard and mouse on Final Fantasy 14.
You play on controller?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, I do.
On your computer?
Yeah.
That seems extremely hard.
This is a choice.
It's actually not that hard. I think it was at,
Really?
I could be better, but it just
Oh,
this
you
is-
could be. You definitely could be.
Anyways, like yeah,
numbers don't
the
lie.
reviews, all the reviews you kind of see, it's like it's different, and you should kind of get used to it. It's kind of the best description of it because it's different. It's not your normal one. Like instead of curving downwards to hold it, it's like it curves up, and then you have the trackpad and like they replaced the right analog stick with like kind of like a trackball kind of
Like
thing.
a
It's like a
nubbin?
motion. It's like a touch. It's like a touch motion thing.
Uh-huh.
The D-pad is also kind of like that, but it still have like the
You can
groove
click
of
things?
the D-pad.
I see.
They moved the buttons where the right analog stick would be. So it feel like that's the one thing I don't really like. It's like I had to move my thumb just slightly farther because I have like little baby thumbs. and then the another thing is like imagine M&M minis.
Uh-huh.
That's how small the buttons are.
That's
Are you
ridiculous.
saying it's
Yeah,
like
it's-
the old Xbox controller?
I
No,
don't know
not
if
even
they
the
were
old Xbox. The
M&M
old
minis.
Xbox were like pretty big.
No, I mean, but just like that configuration, because I've never looked at your Steam controller because I have zero
Oh.
interest in it, and I still kind of have zero interest in it. But
I mean,
you're
it's
talking
like
about it, so I should be polite.
I mean, it's
Well, it's not like they're sponsoring us, so I mean, if it's
I'm-
I'm,
it's
Steam,
I've
get at
been
us if you
honestly
want,
giving my
Valve.
personal review. Like it's nice. Like I have played a couple games on it. It's like it's nice that like because there's some games I have that aren't Xbox 360 control friendly. So it's just like something, and then the key mapping is not the greatest. The other cool thing is like you have these little like back trigger buttons, so like it gave me more trigger options. So for Final Fantasy 14, I use that for my crossbar.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah,
All
I
right.
also play Counter-Strike on a controller. Fuck, it's so hard. It's like
I bet you if you told any other Counter-Strike player to, they would just like forsake you.
I didn't want to see if I could.
Uh-huh. And
It's not fun. Like
not
I play
fun.
with bots on like harmless, which mean like they would just run around the map but not shoot anything.
yeah, and you still couldn't get
It's
them.
really hard to aim.
I see.
But I mean, everything else is like I play some like I play Final Fantasy. It's kind of similar to the 360 controller if you configure it that way. I also played. I try to play Street Fighter. It's doable.
Basically not ideal.
I'm just being
Yeah.
triggered this entire time over here, and I'm really not enjoying it.
All right. Well,
It's honestly it's like if you can find a random Steam controller, just kind of feel it, press the button, see if
I'm
you
just
like
gonna go
it. If you
downstairs
like
and
it,
touch
then
yours.
yeah, give it a try. If you don't, then yeah, just stick with whatever controller or config you have.
Steam controller, 3 out of 10.
would not bang.
Would not.
All right.
No,
it's too
so,
pointy.
on this podcast, we review bad
This
anime.
is the Naruto Memorial Podcast where we honor one of the great big threes.
I mean, I know that Crunchyroll just aired like the last episode, but we didn't watch that. On Crunchyroll, we actually watched the anime Big Order. Did Big Order air last season?
Oh yeah, it ran from April 16, 2016 and ended June 18, 2016. So
Oh, it was
that
last
was
season?
yeah, so that was this year last season, I guess.
All right. So yeah, Big Order. An anime that actually had a pretty big hype following because people are really enjoying the manga, I believe, or is it a visual novel?
It's a manga.
And it has a big following. Oh man,
Has?
The manga
Alright.
the manga ran from 2011 and it ended in 2016. So it is finished. It's
is
10
finished
volume.
now.
Yeah.
But when it was airing, it wasn't finished yet.
No. It actually the anime ended before the manga. So I guess you got the anime original ending kind
Oh
of thing.
god,
which
we
is
got the
always-
bones ending.
which we'll probably go more in
Oh
depth into
God,
because we
got
can
the
talk about
bones
that.
ending.
Yeah. We picked this one mostly because of the online outcry as to how bad this anime was going as it progressed. And then we're like, you know what? After watching Active Raid, it can't get much worse, can it? So we decided to pick up on Big Order. Big Order is also written by a person whose last famous work has still a pretty strong following, I believe. The author, what do you guys know his name? I don't know his name.
You're really looking at us trying to stall like what the
have
author name
no
was
clue.
like Kai
Kai?
or it was like
I'm just
Kaden Sano, hold on.
What? Hideaki
This
Anno?
I updated my phone to iOS 10 and it's
Nah,
just messing me up right now.
That's why I haven't updated.
I didn't want
I'm
to
a
get rid of the
smartphone
freaking
user.
red the red like the one next to my settings because like I don't know, it just bugs me like for no reason.
I see.
How do you say that?
Big Order.
Wow. Thanks, Julian.
That wasn't even on the screen. Okay, it was technically on the screen. Oh wait, and there was a Japanese text and on the battle is BIGGU ODA big order bigger order. Written by
Katsuhiko Takayama.
Who made Mirai Nikki and then has the character that's like the most famous for being a yandere. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. He carries a spirit within that in this anime as well.
you can definitely see that it was kind of reused character design and kind of character
A little bit.
development kind of thing.
But I
I
didn't
guess.
watch Mirai Nikki or read it.
Neither did I, because I'm not a fan of gory horror psycho girls. But
School days?
I
As we-
vaguely went into it, but it was like yeah, it was kind of.
I know someone
Weird.
who really likes it.
all right, moving on to the next part of our podcast is when we give a little brief synopsis on not the episode, but the series that we just watched, that being Big Order, and give you a summary so you don't have to watch it yourself.
Lucky you.
Yeah, right. So
Is that your wish?
no, it really isn't. But my wish is for us to move on to the next segment, also known as Wahapon.
Just stay with us, guys. The wish part is going to make sense later on.
Sure.
So
Sure.
Wah. Tell
Yeah,
us.
Wah.
Tell
What?
us Wahapon.
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, so basically, the story setting is basically in the near future. What they're calling it is a great disaster or great destruction. It basically killed a whole lot of people and kind of left the world in ruins. And in doing so, it also created things called Order, which are people who have supernatural power, and it kind of get granted to them because they sort of wish for a specific thing.
Supernatural powers.
So order is not like standing in a line order.
No, opposite.
It's like it's chaos. The opposite of order is chaos. Oh wait, not standing in line. I'm sorry, I confused myself.
I think it is chaos.
I think it should have been called Big Chaos.
Big chaos.
But I think that was taken. I'm not sure about what though.
Big chaos sounds like code chaos.
Anyways, let's bring it back. So
Well,
our
you know,
story.
there's Big the cat, and then there's the Chaos Emeralds. Maybe we got
Oh
something
my
like that
god!
going on.
Maybe there's a humanoid of Sonic the Hedgehog.
I
It is.
bet.
It is not. It is. It's worst.
Someone would wish for that.
Anyways, let's
Many
go
have.
back. So our story starts with Eiji Hoshimiya,
Edgy.
Because he's an edgelord.
Yeah, totally.
and so he was the one that sort of wished for the world destruction.
Why?
Yeah.
Who knows?
What good could have come out of that?
Well,
See,
let's get-
again, order is not making any sense.
Anyway, so he also have a little sister who was basically born in a wheelchair, and like he would go and visit her, and that basically,
Visitor where?
I guess the hospital.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Where do normally
I
sick?
thought they would've lived together or something, you know?
Where do sick children normally hang out?
Home? Uh-huh.
No,
I think
hospital.
hospital's a pretty good spot.
When I
Hospital
was
is
sick,
a
I just
very
stayed in
accurate
bed.
guess.
And then, like, my parents were like, "You're not sick. Go to school." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sick." And then I got
Because
grounded for 3 months.
You weren't in a wheelchair, that's why.
You weren't born in one, okay?
Mm.
Anyway, so Edgy is just trying to hide the fact that he was the one that sort of caused the world to be in the current state. Everything was going fine until he met a news transfer student named Rin
Couldn't I?
Kurenai, yeah.
Kurenai means crimson.
And like at first he was like, "Oh, hey, cool,
so
girls
does
transfer," and she was just like, "Hey, yeah, I need help getting into my apartment and stuff." But it was all a trick to basically knock him out and try to kill him because it turned out that her parents end up dying in the Great Disaster.
So
And she was
why as a new transfer student are you bent on like knocking out some kid because your parents died in a giant disaster? What does he have to do with it?
Well, it turned out that she know his secret, that he's an order, that he was the one that caused her parents to die, basically.
Oh
And-
my god.
And surprisingly, like she would have died, but she actually made a order or a wish. She wished to basically regenerate and seek out revenge on the person that killed her parents.
So
Oh.
orders aren't like it's like ordering French fries and always getting what
You know-
you want.
And a Big Mac,
You
making
know
it a
what?
big
the
order.
moment I said that, I realized, oh, she ordered it.
You know, I mean, like, I wish this was true for Taco Bell because all the time I'm ordering Mexi Melts with no pico de gallo, or as the fun
Mexibeans?
people say, Fiesta. Pico. I'm sorry, you just messed me up. What? Mexibeams?
We're playing
We're not
Mexican?
playing fighting
Playing
games.
Salty Bet?
Yeah, but no, I get my Maxi Melt, which is just a tortilla with meat and cheese. That's all I want. But they give me the tomatoes and the onions.
Which are
Like I
delicious.
didn't order that. Why can't they listen to me like this anime?
Well, look, even though you order it, that's not what you're going to get.
There's no
Wait, well, I mean, like, this transfer student's knocking his ass out at home. Where are his parents doing all this? Why are they not like, yo, girl, what are you doing to our
Yeah,
boy?
why are you our home? Why is his
Well,
dad not proud that he
you're
brought a
forgetting
girl
the very
home?
first part in this synopsis where a lot of people die, including people's parents.
Did Eiji's parents die?
Do people die when they're dead?
They die super hard when they're dead.
Oh damn!
Really? There's multitudes
Anyways,
of dying?
a big fight kind of happened, and Rin kind of captured his sister in the hospital. Was like, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna kidnap her and kill you too. Think about now, there wasn't really much of a plot. And
So she kidnaps his sister,
and
after he knocks him out, like, why doesn't she just kill him then?
well, he was able to escape. Like he kidnapped. She tied him up in his own house, but he was able to escape.
Oh,
He ended
kinky
up
girl.
stabbing. That's the thing. He ended up stabbing her and knocking her out. And he was like, "Oh my god, I killed a person. I gotta visit my sister because my sister would keep me calm."
Wait, how did he kill her? I don't get it.
I don't know.
He just said he stabbed her, man. People die when you stab them.
Not this girl, because apparently
Ichigo Kurosaki lives forever.
When he went to go visit his sister, she
guy's
was
everything,
there,
though.
and she was keeping her hostage. He was like, "How are you here? What happened?"
Oh
And
man, our segment is inside this anime. I like this. Okay.
So meta.
Inception.
So he asked what happened.
And basically, yeah, so like I said, so she basically wished to get revenge on the person who killed her parents and kind of made her current situation fucked up. And so she's immortal. She just cannot die.
Okay, so her order that she wished for was basically to become immortal and kill whoever killed her parents.
Basically to take revenge, yes.
Okay, cool.
Like she wanted to assassinate him. And she also had an army with her, and the army was just trying to kill him too, and he's just running around like just
happy-go-lucky prancing.
basically he was just running around just like, "Oh man, what I'm going to do? My sister's captured and this people are trying to kill me. What do I do?"
I wouldn't know what to do.
And then there's this
I'd kill him.
little
I'd use whatever my power was and kill them.
Dude, she's immortal though.
I'd kill her dead.
kill her twice.
Kill her
Kill her twice.
Kill her queen.
Kill her multiple times to make sure she stayed down.
Oh, okay.
Or you can do the Naruto route and then bury her underground and just forget about her.
He's not smart like Shikamaru, man.
No, he is not. That's the worst thing. He's dumb.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, so he finally was able to hide and kind of collect his thoughts. Wherein, like, this little, like, person came. Her name was Daisy. She was the one that actually grant people their wish and make them become order. So she was just like, it's like, man, you're kind of dumb. You don't remember what you actually wished for. Here, I'm gonna steal your power away. Like, you're going to, what was it, 10,000?
I'm just gonna say a fraction of his power.
Yeah, like it was like the way it was like you,
half.
like less than 1%.
That's a fraction.
Yeah. He's not as powerful as he could be.
Yeah, he was
man.
like, I'm going to lock away because you can't control your power, but you at least have some control of your power.
Phoenix
So
rises.
it turned out that his wish wasn't world destruction. It was actually world dominate.
Oh.
Domination?
Domination is the word you're looking for, buddy.
Domination?
So he
Sorry, I'm getting hype over here, and I don't want to explode.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the
Well,
first-
just give us a dirty look for just constantly saying domination. All right.
surprisingly it wasn't that kind of. Well, it technically was, but it didn't go too hard in the paint on it. But he conflicted Rin and was like, "Huh, here's my my order."
So
Mining Dominator.
So some random guy came up behind him, right, when he revealed his power.
Yeah,
No-
it was Mummymon.
Yeah, it was.
Mummymon?
Yeah,
Mummymon.
basically it was like
It looked kind of like a mixture of Mummymon and Androidmon, I think.
I think so too.
basically it's like
Android Mummymon.
they do kind of have their own
Metal
standish
Mummymon.
kind of thing where Rin's was like a flaming skeleton or skeleton on fire. I don't want to say flaming because that's.
Amaterasu with Android Mummymon.
But yeah, his thing was he can emit like a sort of field, and in that field he can dominate it, like or he can take control of it. any physical property or entity, anything physical basically. And so he was able to get her in his range, and it was like, I'm gonna dominate you.
That's like the scariest thing I think you can tell, like a random person. You know, like
Complete subjugation.
yo, I'm a dominate you.
No, man, some people like that.
Yeah, I mean, some
like
people
she was.
did she like it?
She was into it for a little bit, but basically he did the dumb thing. Was like, hey, you can't You can't kill me. You can't kill my sister. Don't look at me. Don't look at my sister.
Never talk to me or my sister again.
You're
But then,
so
like,
annoying.
he was kind of, he did the dumb thing, or the classic protagonist anime thing was like, she's like, oh, I can't get my revenge out. He was like, well, I guess I guess I might have to marry you then. But he didn't know he still had his dominating field on. So she's like, I have to marry you now? He was like, whoops, that was an order. Whoops.
So she got that little
basically
chain ring thing.
it's like Yandere to the max, where she want to kill him, but she cannot because of
the rules.
of his order.
He's so dominating.
Yeah, man, he just has this raging fear boner the entire time.
Yeah.
He thought she was a hottie when he first saw her.
True. I mean, he got off on her rocks, and I don't know if I'm using that phrase or not correctly, but yeah.
You're using the phrase definitely correctly.
He definitely emitted a fear boner.
You can't fight fully torqued. Is that why they don't fight? Is that where the domination truly lies?
Huh.
Who
You
knows?
can't come at someone fully torqued, so
You
I
can.
guess not. Anyway, so like after he
Oh, wait, so this sounds like this is the end of the story. He beat up the bad guy.
Well,
And she's
this-
gonna.
yeah,
They're gonna have a nice,
that's the
loving
thing.
family.
That was the end of the first episode. Second episode after that, he kind of get gained up by like some of her comrade. One named what was it?
Louis Armstrong the Fifth.
Frank.
It was like
Oh, my
it
bad.
was like Louis Anderson Frank, and he
Louis
had
Anderson.
ability to control time because his wish was, hey, I want to save my family even if it stopped time. And since he had, well, okay, and
Since
then
he had an 80s vibe.
my
I'm sorry, he
favorite-
had the coolest sunglasses, but it looked like the 80s.
yeah,
You know,
it was kind of a generic looking villain.
he was the second coolest dude in this anime.
Definitely
yeah.
the second coolest dude.
Not for what he did or anything about, just the way he looked.
Just the way.
Except for when you could see through his sunglasses. Then I was just like,
yeah,
no,
he was at the normal dude
Never mind.
without
everyone
the
knows
sunglasses.
shields are the best kind of sunglasses.
I don't get that reference if it is one.
No, it's just the
I-
fact that you can't see past
Yeah,
them. The
it's,
shields.
it's like
Oh,
your shades.
yeah.
Anyway, so like he ended up catching it because he was able to stop time and not be in his field, and so but Ren was able to release him, and then he was like, oh, I gotta find my sister because they captured my sister. So they went through the maze, went to the headquarters and found his sister, and he meet the group of 10, which is 10
orders.
10 orders that are trying to overthrow Japan.
Also, like an active raid, it's another Japanation. How do I mix domination in Japan?
Yeah,
Someone help me out here.
there's a way, but I
there
don't
is
want.
no mixing, only domination.
Dopan. Dopanation. Okay, that's what it's gonna be.
Dopamine.
Dope.
Anyways, they saw potential in him. There was this they just said, "Hey, congratulations, you passed. You passed our test on being a leader. We're going to make you king and allow you to dominate us." And then
He's like, what?
everyone's
like, what? Me and Sigurd and Wa were like,
so
what?
like there's 10 of them, and Edgy and Rin were just like, "Wait, what's going on?" And they're basically the leader was just saying,
What's the
Yeah.
leader's name?
what was his name again?
Hiragi?
Hiriragi.
Hiragi?
Hiragi.
Edgy?
Edgy.
Hiragi Yoshitsune?
Okay. He looks like Griffin.
He looks
Basically,
like Femto.
that's the thing. Like, if you
I
look at
wish
the
to be a
pictures
bird.
of the group of 10, the 10 orders, they kind of look like they're from other animes. Like, they
Straight
are
up, man.
very unique.
Oh my god, there
We
was
got-
Jinzo.
We got Jinzo.
You got
best
Jinzo, you got
Griffin.
you got Griffith, you got
Toho.
Toho girl.
You got generic Benkei monk.
You
Yeah,
got
you got the
Shining Finger from Steins Gate.
You do. Yeah.
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 Yeah, this is just a mosh podge of everyone's
You-
favorite side characters that don't get much
you,
screen time.
you got that one guy from Guilty Gear, the really tall guy, the doctor.
Faust?
Yeah, you do get Faust.
Yeah, Faust.
You do?
You know, just trying to
Like,
throw this out
no,
there, but I'm
like
really...
you only see him once. I don't think he have any line, or they never mention him again.
It's the
but
guy
he is
that
there.
says, like, there will be no fighting.
No, that or
Well, that's the guy that I thought was
Yeah.
Faust.
there was a guy that did have like a wooden face as a face. They never mentioned it, but his name was like Planet and Earth or something.
That's a shitty name.
Yeah.
I'm Planet. He must have loved Captain Planet.
He must
Maybe,
have loved
but
Captain Earth.
I can't find any information on it because they didn't really explain him in the anime or anything.
I promised last one before stopping to interrupt you, but totally I just realized that Frank is Lancer. He looks just like Lancer.
He looks
Oh,
like the
yeah.
one dude from S-Cry. He doesn't look like him, but he reminds me of S-Cry. The
S-Cry-
Jaguar guy, or Jago, or whatever his name is.
No, I think Lancer is probably more. Anyways,
Oh, sorry if Slipback Hair makes you Lancer. I'm sorry, Eisen was Lancer too.
He was. No, I'm kidding. He totally
could be.
wasn't.
Oh yeah, just like everyone's Archer.
you think everyone's Archer?
Sterling Archer?
I don't
No.
know. Everyone's Archer.
No, you think everyone
Archer and everyone's Archer.
You think everyone in Face Day Night is Archer,
Oh,
which
yeah.
isn't
No,
wrong,
everyone-
but
no.
you think
It isn't wrong. It is. I'm right.
I'm just saying I thought that you thought everyone was Saber.
that too. Well, no, he thinks Saber name is Faith.
There's Fate. Fate is the main character of Fate Stay Night.
So
She has blonde hair and Excalibur,
So she's
and her
Fate,
real name
and
might be King Arthur.
and everyone is Archer.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Which-
like,
Fate Stay Night must have been so confusing to you.
it was, dude.
Because Arthur sounds like Archer, so you must have gotten confused there too.
Anyway,
No, dude, it was King Arthur, not King Archer.
Her name was actually King Archer.
Oh God.
No, I'm just trolling you.
Oh yeah. You know, I was certain that I remember the Arthur part. Right, but
okay, we could say Face Day Night for another podcast
Yes,
now.
because that is also a
No,
bad
that is
anime.
not a bad anime. I like
I'll
that.
fight you.
I'll fight you right now.
Let's go. Podcast over.
Domination!
Anyway, so the reason why they want him to be king was they basically need a puppet. Like someone to
figurehead?
put the blame on.
A Queen Elizabeth II?
Like Obama?
Oh,
Oh, I threw that out there, but I really love Obama because he gave me Obamacare. Shout outs to Obama. Thanks,
You
Obama.
can't do a 180 like that.
I love Obama. What are you talking about?
What a flip flopper.
Oh
you
my
know what
God.
really
John
does
Kerry.
love?
FBI,
you would
FBI
vote
and the
Hot
Secret
Shot for
Service are
president.
on their way right now. What have you done?
Wait, Wonderwear? What?
What? FBI and Secret Service are on their way right now. What have you done?
Well,
Idiots. Now they're not protecting the president. Oh my God. That was a terrible mistake on their part.
Yeah, let's catch these three losers doing a podcast. The president would be fine.
I just thanked him.
After you
firing
said like he
shots
was a
first,
puppet.
I think
just
if
said he
you
was a
fire
puppet.
shots at the president, like you're
Hey,
going to walk away
my
okay.
government free speech tells me that I can call Obama a puppet and everything should be still okay.
Okay, whatever.
Make sure you
we'll
lock
see,
your
we'll
doors
see in
tonight.
about like an hour. Anyway, so yeah, they basically need to put the blame on it. They put on full blast. He says, "Hey, you know this kid named Edgy? Yeah, he's the one that caused the Great Destruction." And that's when the real hate started. They're like, "Oh, so this is the guy that killed my child."
Oh, so it is that.
So basically, after
It's really
that,
weird
it's like,
that everyone just believed that.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, this dude killed everyone.
this child, this 18-year-old child who would have been 8 years old 10 years ago when the Great Disaster happened, he destroyed the world.
It just goes to show.
I think at that point it was
Get my pitchfork, boy.
they all watched
Wait, you're dead.
Naruto, so
I think at
they all
that- yeah.
believed it.
at that point I think it's like we need someone to blame for my misfortune. Yeah, that kid will do.
Yep, let's do it.
So the series kind of did progress on to him trying to take over a different region and also trying to find possible order that can help their cause. And also, well, his main goal was like, oh, if you don't want to be a puppet, then what you're gonna let your sister die, because they were able to make Flan stop time for Senna so she wouldn't die from her super leukemia.
Turns out his power isn't stopping time. His power is stopping the time of three things.
Yeah,
Oh.
because he had 3 people in his family. He wanted to stop time for the 3 of them.
Do you think someone wished that disease on Senna?
Nah, she was just born with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
that happened before the orders. Her timeline is the darkest.
But anyways, yeah, they basically try to take over Japan and try to find other order members. They like sometimes Japan would shot a couple nukes at them, and they had a whole big fight about that.
No big thing.
Yeah, and then they found a little girl who wish was to like neutralize nukes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Convenient power of the day.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So tell me, like, this seems to be the direction the story's going, but where's the shift? Well, is this all there is to it? Like,
He just
we're dominating
dominates Japan.
basically,
And they have anti-nuke girls, so it's all good.
like you have very convenient powers, or like you have people that have weird wishes. Like one guy was, it's like I want to fly, so they gave him the ability to fly. Like, okay, that's nice.
And he's one of the hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Hans Gruber.
Is that his name?
Anyway, they finally meet someone who basically have the same order or the same wish as Edgy, who can basically dominate or override his wish. So he was able to completely ruin his plan and make Ren hate him again and try to kill him. And
All right, 2-second aside on that. So I remember this part because this is when I looked up from my phone. It was they specifically ask, "Hey, if someone has the same power as
Just
Angie,
hypothetically, you know.
who gets dominated?"
Oh no! Like, what happened if someone have this? What happened
First
if two
in,
older
last
members
out.
have the same power? The newer one would, or like the newer one will override the old one.
Whoever says the newest order gets to dominate, right?
Yeah.
So like,
So
I
you-
don't understand why you just wouldn't constantly talk over the other person.
Because
Like I'm
Edgy,
doing right now,
because
see, because
Edgy
then I
wasn't
have to
that
make
smart.
sure that you don't
No,
get to
I
get your
think
order
that
in.
it was whoever's power was created newest. Yeah. So that
Well, no, because
AG
that-
could not affect that person anymore.
Actually, no, I
Because
guess
he
I
never
wouldn't.
dominated anyone with a thing eye, did he?
No.
Yeah, I think like once they have a hold on it, he can't get to it.
It was like the newest one would override the older one.
Not the newest command, but the newest order.
yeah.
Newest power. Okay.
That's
So that's why like they
were.
were able to
Is this still the aside?
That's why he was able to override a lot of his commands. And so it's been so it goes on to become a big like who's dominating who kind of thing. And finally they were able to find a certain shrine maiden that could heal like any uncurable diseases.
Yep.
And oh, and at this point they decided to unfree Senna for whatever reason and actually tell her about her disease. And Edgy was just like, "Why did you do that? I wasn't going to tell her." And this is why I think I like Senna because she's the realist in the whole series because she's like, "Oni-chan, I was born in a wheelchair. I know my health isn't that good. You're stupid for thinking that you can hide that from me."
First thing first, she the realist. I was born in a wheelchair. I'm the illest.
Call me Drake.
But anyway, it's like but yeah, they were able to override Ren domination, and she joined the so-called antagonist of the group. And so at the same time, they're trying to take over Japan, take back Rin, and also still cure Senna.
Well, they found the shrine maiden that could cure. What happened?
Well, what happened is the antagonist decided to kill her.
Oh,
Like
Is that simple?
Wow.
they
Oh, you found the cure? I
yeah.
killed it.
basically
why are the antagonists so dicks?
I wouldn't say filler because it was in the manga, but it was like a whole dumb thing of like she was like, "I'm not going to cure anyone," and then they convinced her. She's like, "Oh yeah, I like you guys," and then they just sniped her.
Yeah.
Sniped her with a sword.
What did the antagonists have to get out of this? Why are they doing this?
Basically,
I
so
feel
it's
like
like-
we're the antagonists. The group
we're
of 10.
dominating Japan.
It
Like,
was-
yeah, you know,
trying
like
to do selfish reasons.
we're
of
making it so
fixing
you
your
can't nuke
sister.
us when we obviously deserve to be nuked.
Yeah,
like,
because we're killing and taking
what's
over.
What's their
well,
end game?
it seemed like it turned out the main antagonist is actually Edgy's father,
Dun dun
That fool died.
who have basically the same ability but can override it since his is secondly newer. And his goal is to basically create a second great disaster or second great
Did we ever
destruction.
mention that AG and Senna are step siblings?
Oh, we did not. Yeah, they're not
That's
blood
pretty
related.
important.
It's very important.
You know?
Edgy was recently divorced, and he married Senna mom, who was
Edgy
recently divorced.
Damn, what an 8-year-old dude.
Edgy father, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. No.
Okay, so
I wasn't paying all that much attention either.
okay. So we have two people not paying attention. Look, this is a hard thing to do, guys. It's really hard watching bad anime.
I was actually paying all attention.
I
Oh
was
yeah,
not.
let's. I think we haven't really explained our structure. So we just marathon it, and we just try to pay attention
is
as much as possible.
10 straight episodes of bad anime. It's a lot.
It wasn't 10 straight episodes of bad anime.
It was like what?
We took a break halfway in the middle.
Oh,
I
we
guess.
did. Thank God for that break.
It still wasn't enough.
That's not what I meant.
You know what's great for podcast, Julian? Just saying what you mean instead of waiting for dead silence and a stare.
Maybe some of it was good.
The
tech.
All right, so this is when Sigurd takes over all of a sudden. But yeah, so it's revealed that they're not actually like brother and sister; they're stepbrother and sister.
It was not revealed. That was the way from the very beginning.
Yeah, it was. I
From the
forgot to
very
mention.
beginning?
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Well, it just goes to show you how much I was into my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
How much you were falling asleep.
Anyway, so they constantly battle each other. One dominate the other. Mostly the father is dominating his son, which sounds really bad, and it is.
Yeah. It's almost as bad as dominating your own sister,
Yeah,
apparently.
But basically
the jury's still out on that one.
yeah.
But basically, they do go to the final laboratory where everything is taking place, and the edgy father is trying to trying to create a second great disaster.
What? Why?
Because, well, he wanted to
What a
restart.
dweeb.
He basically wanted to restart the world and have everyone have their own little world to live in, like the perfect world.
Oh, you mean like how Lord Genome? The Anti-Spiral got all those fools and did the
Yes, but Edgy
That's a
did.
great sentence, Julian.
But Edgy did not like that because Edgy father was just
It's
telling
the
Edgy that,
terminology.
hey, you can live a happy life with your sister. But Edgy did not like that. He says, but that's not me. That's not me right now. But Edgy father was convincing him, no, it is you, but it's you from a different parallel universe.
But then what about him from this universe?
That's his argument. He wanted to be happy. He could care less about the infinite parallel world that he's happy.
So, what if one of the hymns from one parallel universe
Are we really doing this again?
jumped into another parallel universe and he tried to cuck himself? Is that okay?
Would that be okay?
Would
Do
that
you
be
guys think that's
okay?
okay? Huh? Is that all right?
Well, it depends on who he's cucking himself
Himself.
with. Rin? Or,
Yeah,
is he
what does
hooking
it
up with
matter?
Rin? Is
Whoever
he
he's
hooking
with.
up with Iori? Or
If-
maybe it's his sister.
Okay, at this point, it's revealed in the story that there actually are blood siblings.
Oh yeah, they were.
Were they?
Yeah, they were.
Look at that. Ain't that a kick in the head?
Yeah.
Speaking of kicks in the head, this is also when we get revealed that, guess what, guys?
What?
Eiji never destroyed the entire world. It was, in fact, his sister.
Oh my god, I was just getting to that.
Yeah. See, what happens is
What?
Edgy, his stand is actually not just binding domination. It's a little like guy that like digs into your head. Who
It's called Illegal Digger.
illegal digger, and he just tells you, "Don't remember."
Well, okay, so to kind of back it up,
Don't
it-
remember.
the father actually created Daisy, and it was like a wish granting organism.
Don't remember.
And he was hoping,
don't want to.
he wanted to cure Senna of her disease for Edgy, so they can all be happy. So, but then Senna, when she got her wish, instead of wishing for a cure, she found, before that, she found out that the parents were actually going to get divorced, and she was afraid that she wasn't going to see Edgy again. So she just said, I wish for my mom, my dad, my brother, and me to live happily ever after by dominating the world.
Yep.
And by doing so, she ended up destroying the whole world. And the dad was just like, oh my god, You were supposed to wish yourself to be cured. Why did you do that?
Whatever. This is all right too.
Yeah.
It was literally him. It was like, I guess we can work with this.
And then after that, Edgy was kind of like, oh man, Santa's getting really mind fucked right now. Like, she can't believe she killed so many people. I'm going to bear her sin. I am just going to take on her sin. I am just going to take on like all of her powers and her
Transgressions.
But basically, I'm going to take away her memories,
I
saying
will
that
be your Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. He Christ
So
her.
he basically so his is actually like
Is that a word?
it was
Is that
supposed to be
another
a
word for
memory
sex?
alternating order where basically he can change the order, or he can change the memory of the people he inflicts. And
And he also has binding The name of his power is Binding Dominator.
if we didn't say that, some of them have okay name.
I think Binding Dominator is the sickest shit.
You
It's
mean
so good.
Android Mummy Mon?
Android Mummy, Metal Mummy Mon is just godlike. Not in his looks. He deserves a lot of work in that department.
But
you
anyway,
know, like,
once this was revealed,
his
they
power.
kind of go into a. It would have been an epic battle, but it's kind of anticlimactic where like they kind of did fight. The door to open the thing to activate the second destruction came in. God appeared. They tried to defeat it.
They got
And then
wrecked
They got wrecked pretty
because
hard.
they tried to use the powers that were given to them
By
against
that
the
god.
thing that gave it to them.
It's like when Aquaman hands you a couple water balloons, and you're like having fun with the water balloons, and then you're trying to I'm gonna get you wet, Aquaman. And he's like in the ocean, like, huh?
You throw the water balloon at Aquaman too, and then he just kind of stops it. And he's like, "No."
He doesn't even stop it. It's just like splashes. It's like, what's going on?
I gave you those.
And
This thing has no
ba-
personality.
Basically,
we only see its hand.
Yeah.
Basically, to end it all, Edgy called in Daisy again, and Daisy was like, "All right, what do you want? Like, this is about to end soon." And he was just like, "Hey, I'm only using a little bit of my power, right? Let me use full power and redo this whole thing." She's like,
Let me use the
Yeah,
second half.
Redo.
"Yeah." She said, "Okay." She's like, "Okay." So now he's at 100%, and he just basically said, "I wish for a world where Santa is happy." To reset back to episode 1. There's like order doesn't exist anymore. Everyone kind of friend, even Ren, who I think her parents are still
He
dead.
dominates her one more time. Like, just one last domination, please.
I don't even think that. Like, I think her parents are still dead, but she's just kind of hanging out with them. And and Senna, the sister, is out of the wheelchair, and they're like,
Going to school, just with Donnie-chan, just like she wanted from the beginning.
Oh, it's her birthday, yeah. End of the episode, end of the anime.
I want to ask you guys, what do you think happened at the end? Do you think AG succeeded?
I think so. Like, I think he actually did wish for a world where.
Well, do you think that the entity god thing actually granted everyone's wishes, and that was just AG's world that he was in?
I think Edgy father got what he wanted, and everyone lived in their own little happy world. Because I think
So you think that was just one of the worlds that was created?
it was one of the
You think
worlds. Because
AG
I'm
failed
pretty
in
sure
the final battle?
the way Senna was, how she is. She wouldn't want everyone to be happy. It would just only be her and her Oni-chan. Everyone else would just be dead.
Well, no. This is AG's world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this was like
if
this
there
was
were any
edgy.
other worlds, we were never shown any of them. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering what you guys think.
Yes.
All right, so so that was the end of what happened. First of all,
okay,
guys,
yeah.
we're actually gonna get into discussion now, where we actually talk about the finer details of the anime. And Julian brought up a point to me that literally was I think the most fun topic we can have with this anime. The sense of, did Eiji really reset the world or not? Because what I remember is that at the very last scene, it shows us something that would make us think that it's not real. So, I mean, if you all watched Inception, the final scene of Inception is the tool that the heroes use to figure out heroes, whatever, main character Leonardo
Protagonist.
DiCaprio.
They literally tried to
Hey,
go
last
and
episode I
destroy
said he won an
person's
Oscar,
mind.
so go for him. But he didn't win it for Inception. But he spins a little top, and the way he can tell if the world is real or not is if the top continuously spins, then the world is fake. If the top stops spinning, like wobbles and stuff like that, then the world is real. And that's how he gets a sense of reality. And at the final scene of Inception, it just shows us a spinning top, and like it looks like it wobbles, but then it keeps spinning. And
No, it just cuts. It cuts
just
before.
it just cuts.
It cuts
So
before you can
I think
really
it cuts,
know what
and
happened.
then you hear a sound effect, but you don't know if it dropped or if it
if it's
kept
still
spinning.
yeah. And in this one, let's look at Eiji for a second. He has a wish in a wish in another wish. He's 3 wishes deep, just like 3 dreams deep in Inception, because he wished one for domination. He wished also to then get illegal digger to take away all the sins of the
Well, no,
world.
see,
and
I
then
think
he does one more dominating wish on Daisy of like, yo, reset button. Right?
Kinda, but well, I think no, like he also did. He did so his original order or his original. I'm just going to call it a stand. His original stand was illegal digger, where it altered the memory. He
Of
altered the
people.
memory of Senna and himself to believing that he destroyed the world instead of Senna. But I think he also believed that he had Binding Dominator. So
But he uses Binding Dominator like it's his.
that's what doesn't make sense. Like it's
Even after it was revealed that it wasn't his.
Yeah,
I
like
thought
after
it was
after he
his
got,
sister
after he
used
got
it as
his
well.
original stand back, like you see him later on using Binding Dominator as his own.
Yeah. So I mean that I think that it's a parallel universe that he didn't win, because I mean, like, as it had been revealed in the whole episode, this guy's not the smartest. He's not the brightest bulb.
Well, there was that one scene where, like, prior to having a video conference with the Prime Minister of Japan or whatever,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like, one of the Hand of 10 just hands AG a gun and is like, don't worry, my predictions see this right, don't worry about it. And, like, there's no explanation given. And, like,
The Prime Minister is trying to figure out and frame the other lackeys of the Order of 10 that they are not actually captured by AG, that they are working in concert with him
no,
to take over
that
Japan.
AG is just their puppet. He's trying to
Yeah,
make
he was
sure
trying
like,
to
it's
determine,
not
like,
really
is
you
he
as a
really in
kid, it's
control?
them.
It's them, yeah.
And so, like, they start killing, like, family members of the Order of 10.
Which is pretty gruesome.
It's not like, it wasn't that.
They were about to execute a little kid.
Yeah, but we never saw it on camera.
I really like how they even go back to like, hey, this is kind of cool for the Japanese government. He's like, yeah, normally it's cool, but I mean, you created this world, like you did this to us.
Yeah, and like, his solution is like, wait, let's be clear here. You don't have hostages, I have the hostages. And then he just starts blasting all of the people in the room he's in. And like the Prime Minister is like, oh, what? And like,
Damn.
He was just like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't see this coming. This isn't how it's supposed to happen.
yeah,
But
apparently
he basically dominated the bullet to make sure they didn't actually hit the people.
he just knocked them down and stopped the bullets from killing them, except when Rin, who is still trying to kill him but dominated, jumps into the room. He actually pelts her
blasts-
full
yeah.
of bullets.
I gotta say,
she's
like
immortal, so it's not good.
her gag was kind of on point. I find some of them pretty funny because
Early
like.
on, she was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Like
pretty
I
funny.
like how she jumped in and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you now." He's like, "Wait, you're not supposed to be here." Whatever. Shot in the head, and they gave him a couple
A
shot
couple
on the
more
ground.
taps. I mean, she was smart about it too. She's like, well, whenever I'm around you, I can't kill you. But if I do super dangerous stuff and you end up killing yourself,
I don't
That's
understand the scene in the air
I'm
vent
gonna swing
where
my
she's
arm.
like, "Ricochet will kill you if I shoot my gun in this air vent," and then
ricochet.
like,
Yeah, they're
I
calling
just
it
had
an
to
air
say
vent.
it. I'm sorry.
but no, she shoots it in the vent, and somehow it comes back at her forehead. Like, that's not how physics work. It bounces the other way. It's like when you're bowling and you have the bumpers up and it starts bouncing on the thing, it doesn't come back to you.
What if he dominated the bullet to
He
hit her?
didn't. He didn't know what was going on. He was like, "It's too dark in
No,
here.
yeah,
What are
no,
you doing?
because,
Why
like,
are you
yeah.
firing the gun?"
Yeah, he was like, they was like calling an event to like that. This was the part where they was trying to go through the headquarters, and she was like calling an event. It was like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot it, and if a bullet like I'm gonna shoot my gun like this. If the bullet hits you, that's your fault. And then she ended up shooting herself, and he was just like, hey, what happened? It's dark in here. And the way her ability activated, she kind of catch on fire and heal, and he was like, oh hey, there's light now.
Yeah.
So I thought it was actually pretty funny. It was on point on some of them.
Yeah. And so one of the big other pulls to Big Order that I think is the fact that since we do have these like magical wish power things, we get to see some other pretty cool powers. What was your guys' favorite power?
See, I don't know. That's the thing. When you have an anime where kind of everyone overpower each other, it's just like it's really hard to actually write a decent
It's
like-
hard to be JoJo.
yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite though.
Let's be honest, this is no JoJo.
It's definitely not.
I
This
do
is-
like. I
This
do
is
like
for
the
people who
dimensional
like
sword
JoJo
guy.
and Persona, but they don't like a good story.
I think I
They
kind
could
of
care less for the story.
I
On
kinda-
point.
the dimensional sword guy. Like he was on his
Oh, yeah,
design and his ability was pretty
Yojimbo.
cool.
Let's
He's
call him
Jubei,
just
I
Yojimbo.
think.
he was the guy that was able to snipe the priestess. He basically he can cut through anything.
Yeah,
He
if
can cut through
see where
dimensions and
yeah,
stuff.
if he can see where to cut, he can cut it.
No, he can just cut it.
But he has to aim.
Well,
No,
yeah,
he doesn't. Remember when like the rock god was driving with the priestess chick on the highway, and like out of nowhere, just this giant pillar of light slash comes and destroys her?
Oh, I just assumed that he knew what road they were taking.
maybe.
Then
I
why
don't know.
didn't she swerve?
Well, she didn't know that he knew.
The thing was coming at them. What? She didn't even get hit, sir.
Who?
The rock goddess.
She didn't get hit?
They were driving on a motorcycle.
Uh-huh.
The rock goddess was in the front seat driving it,
Uh-huh.
and the
There was a
priestess was
shrine maiden.
behind her.
Yeah.
And only the priestess got sliced in half, like from top half to bottom
Again,
half.
I think at that point it was just plot devices. It's like, oh yeah, we're just going to kill the priest.
Well,
I
because
mean, the shrine
basically-
maidens needed to die.
Yeah, because basically they
did,
need to
but
kill certain shrine maiden in order to create like a pentagram in order to summon the gate.
to unlock the ley lines.
Yep.
You don't know what you're messing with, child.
All right, so you liked Yojimbo, Jubei, Samurai Guy. Who did you like, Julian?
Honestly, of all the powers, I didn't find any of them cool.
Like,
Were there
it-
any dudes you found cool?
There was one dude I found super cool. I think his name was like Ayahito. He could like make zippers. He was
He made dimensional pocket. Like he could.
is magical.
he was sticky fingers basically. Like he like like wormhole zippers. That's what he did. I really didn't care for his power. I thought like he just had a nice face.
He was
and-
Chad Bro Chill.
Yeah, he was super chill, dude. Like he was like
He's very similar to like Envy from like Full Metal Alchemist.
yeah, except if Envy didn't have like the weight of the world on his shoulders, like he's just like a happy-go-lucky guy, like just doing his thing with spiky ass teeth.
I
and
mean,
just,
he
like,
looked shady as hell though. I mean, he had like shark teeth.
no, but he always had this like positive demeanor on. Like he was just like, "What's up, bro? I'm down for anything."
Basically.
Yeah, man.
But like at first, like when you hear people wishes, like it's like, oh, that's like it makes sense. But you got people like, oh, I kind of want to fly freely, so you got the ability to fly, or I want to be the strongest, so I can punch things at an atomic level.
Hey, let's talk about what we thought was the dumbest power.
The dumbest?
order. What do you guys think?
If I had to pick the dumbest order, it would probably be the rock god.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. What do you think?
All right, 2 seconds. Let me explain.
No. I just want. Just tell me your answer.
Quick
And then-
fire. Okay.
Yeah. Shoot. There was one person in the order that didn't really. They only explained her once, but her wish was, "I want to sleep forever." So her power was to sleep and go into people's dreams.
I would like that though.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
mean, they
so
only explained it once.
I just
and
wanna
it was like
ask
to
you
make sure that
guys-
the nuke girl.
Now, hey, stop. No, I just want to know who. Do you guys not remember Jinzo?
I'm sorry, I forgot about Jinzo.
No, but I'm sorry. The reason why his power isn't the worst is because he was Jinzo.
Well, no, I mean, his can be useful. No, so I read up on him. So his power is useful. So his wish was, I want to be able to help everyone and everything. So his power is a suicide bomber that can destroy anything with absolute certainty. So that's why he went to the gate and tried to destroy it himself.
Okay, yeah.
But he didn't
How do
succeed.
you have a power like that? One, he failed at what he was trying to do.
The one
Because
thing
he
his
got
power was
some-
supposed to do
he-
was with
time stop.
absolute.
Two, how do you know that that's a thing? How do you know that's what your power is?
I'm pretty sure. I think Daisy is like all knowing. I'm pretty sure she told him, "Hey, this is what you do. Be careful."
But it didn't work.
Oh, that's what I wanted to explain. So yeah,
That was the dumbest thing. Like, That was just like, we need to give this dude a power. What's the most plot holy thing we could do? Or
Basically, it was very plot
so that
hole.
he can't use people can't use powers. He should have been Jinzo.
should have.
It would have been great if like I can negate traps. That would have been great.
Yeah.
But his power reminded me of like a X-Men comics about like the worst X-Men ever, where his ability is to explode, but once he explodes, he dies, no matter how big or small it is.
Oh my God,
And it
that's
was just an
freaking
issue of like how
terrible.
much shit
That's
he is.
legit what Jinzo's power was.
Basically, yeah.
Like, that's all he had going for him. He literally did nothing the entire series until it was then, and then he still did nothing.
Yeah, he failed. What a crappy power. You're
Yeah,
right.
they,
Rockman just had a goal.
I'm switching my Sleep Forever goal to Jinzo because he
Really?
he
You
was
still think Rock God?
Dude, okay, first I'm just saying the reason so
They
my,
call him
he-
Punches and Bunches.
the
my-
Rock God did have some use.
Rock God is a girl.
Rock God is a girl. She
She's a
has
Heavy rock star.
Ganguro, like...
yeah, and super into like molesting other women. That's I'm sorry, her character
Oh my god,
design.
can we get into the sexual themes of this anime, dude?
in a second. Just
In
let
a
me
bit.
finish this up. It's just
Go ahead. Go,
the
go, go.
fact that like that was her whole shtick is I want to kill Eiji as much as Kurenai Rin. I'm dark and I love mountains.
G-strings.
Oh, that too. Yeah, she dressed super inappropriately, and her power I don't think was a power because she just had a stand that was a giant rock. Who
Well,
she
no,
called
wa-
Rock
like,
God.
what was it? She wanted the cries of the dead to be heard or something.
Yeah, so it was a rock
So they
god
all
made
came
out of
together?
dead people. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
She didn't let people rest in peace. No R.I.P. here.
They weren't resting initially. She was trying to get them to rest in peace by killing Eiji.
Yeah,
So it was, it was very
didn't work
similar
out.
to kind of like Ren's wish, but
yeah.
It took
Not
a
really.
different form.
All right, so moving on, the sexual themes of this anime.
Jesus Christ, man.
There were so many inappropriate things in this anime when it came to that subject. Like, you had Rock God Girl just like grating everyone's chest, but more importantly, and I know this. So we talked about parallel universes.
And how it's okay to cuck yourself. You know, I don't think it is. These two think it is.
Play Bravely Default and tell us what you think. But if you need explanation, again, email us at daijoucrew@gmail.com and we'll
maybe
go
we might explain it more. Maybe we might talk on another anime
another
that might be
episode.
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Well, maybe, yeah. So anyways, but yeah, the siblings, the Hoshimiyas, right? This family's
They were
pretty
thought to
messed
be
up.
step siblings.
So at first, like throughout the anime, you're like, oh man, these two really love each other, and you even get a kind of a weird glimpse in the first episode of them, like maybe they love each other a little too much.
It's
But
like
they're
brother sisterly vibe kind of thing.
I mean,
but
they're
it's
all
like a
each
little
other.
more.
They have. I mean, that's all they have is each other.
Oh,
so.
what was that one coffee commercial that like was very
Folgers?
incesty? Yeah, Folgers.
Folgers one?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Where it's like they kind of love each other a little too much. This is not your normal brother and sister love.
And then we get into like episode like 7 or
I think
6.
it's 5, dude.
I think
Yeah.
it was 4 or 5.
And like Senna got out of her time freeze or something like that.
Time coma.
Time coma. I mean, because again, we found out that Franck can only freeze 3 things at a time.
So they
It
need him to
wasn't-
freeze more
It
things.
wasn't
Yeah.
that he needed to freeze something else. They just decided for whatever arbitrary reason, hey, no more time stop. Tell her brother's a dickhole.
And so she's
Yeah,
like,
I still
Oni-chan,
didn't figure
I
that out.
haven't taken a shower in forever. Wash me. And so I'm like, okay, I get
And
this. Like you wash people that are incapable of washing themselves because I mean they need some help. But then like she like wraps herself around him in a way that's kind of like
Like she's laying down on the bed, and he like cicadas her.
No, she cicadas him.
No. He like gets on top of her.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah,
he
yeah.
leans in deep. He's. I don't know if the term is straddling or not, but
I mean, it looked weird. It looked weird. And
He
it's
goes
just
in
like
deep.
we're like, ugh.
and we're just really confused with what's going on.
And then she like monkey grabs him and they go towards the shower. And I'm like, okay.
You know.
But then later on, so like towards the ending battles.
No, hold up. Let's remember the part where their clothes are just leading in a trail to the bathroom.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
they were undressing
So it was very
towards
heavily
that.
implied that something happened.
I don't know if it's
And
something
this was like-
happened.
I-
Like,
this
this
was
is
just
just
convinced-
weird.
I was not
this was
convinced at
literally a
first.
couple minutes after her time coma, so she was in that time coma. And it was like, all right, time to
Shower. And so then like she has like the most inappropriate clothing on for like human sacrifice for herself.
There was no reason for her to get changed.
Yeah,
This
and
was
then-
not a ritual that needed like a ritual garb.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
but she
sure
had one.
I'm pretty sure she didn't have to make a wish. You can do that in any clothes.
anything. And so like all of a sudden they have like a quick flashback to something pretty explicit, and it's only like a millisecond. It's like, oh, thinking of brother, him taking care of me at the hospital. Oh yeah, when I was straddling him in the bed and we're naked, and then all of a sudden something else, and I'm like, whoa.
Back that up.
You can't just drop a bomb like that and just think everything to be okay.
Yeah. Eiji banged his sister.
I'm sorry.
And these two are not okay with it. Like, it's okay to cuck yourself from another universe, but they're just like,
Yeah, it
no,
is-
you can't bang your sister.
You cannot bang your sister, dude.
Why?
It's wrong.
I don't get it.
It's literally just like it's your sister, man. That's like
So that was you in another world.
that's like literally keying your own car or burning down your house. You don't do that.
This one time, my sister keyed my mom's car, and she was like, "I love you" on the car, and yeah, she thought it was a cool thing to do.
I'm
She
just
thought
saying.
mom would be happy.
I don't know why. A lot of like in a lot of anime, there's a lot of weird tropes of like, hey,
Oni-chan.
it's okay for your brothers and your sisters to get along. Is it an otaku thing?
I don't know, man.
Is it because they have no interaction with like real
Please
people?
email us at
Maybe.
daijoucrew@gmail.com.
Let me ask you: do you want to bang your sister?
No.
Oh, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to listeners.
Oh
but
dear God! Just
Okay.
don't, you guys, don't reply to that, please. That's I don't want that.
Oh, look what you did, Singer.
Nobody wants that.
just simple yes or no.
when you tell
people.
the
Just
when you
no.
tell the internet to not do something, we're going to get a flood of comments
No,
about
I
it.
believe in the people, especially since this is only episode 2. This is only people we know. So no.
You just wait. Once we're like super famous and we have like episode 300 going on,
Someone's
people are
gonna come up,
People are gonna like
excuse
listen
me."
to our old episodes and they'll be like, they'll send in like, hey, I know this is episode like 302, but in episode 2, you guys were talking about banging your sisters, and I just wanted to get my 2 cents in
People are
on
going
that.
to
and I
make
just wanna
comp
say, it's
videos,
cool.
and people are going to refer to timestamp and everything.
Yeah, they're just
Look
gonna,
what you've
they're
done.
gonna they're gonna ask you, Julian, at a live session, just like, excuse me, in episode 2 at an hour and 43 minutes,
Only
you
43?
stated
Wow.
that it should be okay, and it's not gonna be okay.
I didn't say it should be okay. I'm saying, why is it not okay? I don't get it.
There's reasons scientifically and morally why it's not okay.
Okay, let's try to move past this. What else do we want to talk about this?
Oh,
this,
the other sex scene
sure.
I don't
with
even-
EO.
Oh my
yeah.
God!
The
I
one where
completely
she
forgot about her.
forcibly tried to rape him, but he kept on being like, no, I have Senna, no.
Which is terrible, yeah. Because all right, so
Could you imagine,
so,
like,
like,
if you were
episode-
if you were a girl and you were like trying to like get with this dude, and you
you
guys are in bed together, and like you're trying to like move things along, and he's like, I can't. I'm thinking about my sister.
God bless it. Why is it such a protruding trope?
I don't know, dude.
Anyways, yeah.
don't know.
So to explain what's going on, we didn't mention this character, even though she's semi-important.
He got her
not really.
pregnant.
Yeah, her name is Io, and she was part of the good guys or whatever.
The group
We
of
just
10.
called
She
the
was-
order of
she was
10.
the
Yeah, the
fourth
group of
hand.
10.
She was one of the hands.
And her power was the ability to like tell the future.
See
exactly.
the future.
Yeah.
And
Not exactly. It was like, she had predictions that told her stuff.
And her predictions that she did get were 100% accurate.
Yeah, they will happen.
And so, in her predictions,
She tried to predict the god.
yeah, yeah, she did.
What was she trying to predict?
I don't know, but it came out a blank sheet.
It did.
it didn't work.
No answer.
So,
Yeah.
so she doesn't want to be touched by her ribbon hair that look like
wears
bunny
this hair
ears
ribbon.
because she's like a shrine maiden, and if they get touched, it was a legend that they get pregnant.
No, it
or
wasn't a legend. Her dad said,
her
hey,
dad
if
said-
anyone touches this, they're going to get you pregnant.
And Ieiji totally touches it, and literally she became like physically pregnant,
Her
and
belly just went bloop.
And then later on, it feels like, oh no, that was just like a body reaction to the future prediction of me being pregnant.
It sounds
by
like
you.
they didn't really explain it, but
She wasn't really
so
pregnant.
in like one episode she's pregnant, the other episode she just said, "Oh, the baby's gone." Interpret that how you want, because it's just like it's
Well,
a
that's
dispute.
terrible.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty sure they said that it was just a prediction, her body physically reacting.
Which is really weird because the nurses were like, whatever.
her water didn't
Climax.
break. It's in labor because she actually said like the baby's about to be born, and he's like, it's only been like 5 minutes. What?
Ara?
Yeah.
Huh?
Eh?
So
I gotta say that Eiji's voice actor is also the same voice actor for Ichigo Kurosaki.
oh,
And oh my god, I just can't stop being let down by that dude.
this is not the Bleach funeral cast.
No, this is a Bleach sympathizing podcast.
This is
We
if
are
you
your
have any
Kubo
email, send it to
Trios.
bleachsympathizers@gmail.com.
Maybe you'll get a reply. But
Please email us your favorite Bleach page.
All right, so we're talking about all these things we
So-
find wrong. Did you guys like anything about this anime?
all right.
I did like the soundtrack. The soundtrack was pretty on point.
Oh my god, let's all talk about Dominate.
The,
there's
the
this one
opening
track-
thing?
Yeah, no, the opening
no.
theme was Disorder. The like the hero theme was called
When
Dominate.
things are about to go down, this track plays. And you know things are going down once you hear this, snazzy line. It's like, You know what I'm talking about. It was literally Ichigo's #1 theme. If
Oh,
this
really?
was... Yeah. Don't you remember it?
I really don't.
Dominate, hell yeah! Find your fate, hell yeah! Dun, 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 dun,
Or
dun, dun,
were you saying you don't? Were you saying you didn't know about?
I wasn't
Order,
getting
or-
hype when he was dominating. That's why.
Oh, no, dude. Like, the first time I heard that song, I knew, like, oh my god, I'm going to end up falling in love with this song. Please don't let me fall in love with this song. It's coming, isn't it? Oh my god, don't do it.
It's on
Like,
point.
the second time, I was like, oh my god, it's good. It's good. This is good.
Do
This is
you
good.
listen to it while you play Final Fantasy?
Oh
now?
my god, it's had over
I
90
listen-
repeats on YouTube repeat.
I listen to it when I'm jogging because I'm like,
Wow, you guys really like the soundtrack.
Oh my god.
the soundtrack's pretty good.
Do you not know it?
No.
Oh my god, we need to pause and you should hear it.
Well,
You know
we'll
what?
do it after the
Here,
podcast,
no,
guys.
take a listen.
Burning light upon his head, no one can understand. This never goes on, always shows its true destiny. No force God to hold him down, no one will make a sound. You lose control, you're left with the next day. Raining down into bits and pieces, just a world gone into the fray. All born to be a sacrilege, bringing death and destruction. Blessings upon his cursed hands. Who will teach humanity as one heresy, insanity become all the truths that we hold dear. Dominate, find your faith, leaving nothing but a fire burning in your way. I'll catch the giant blade and give it to rain, and seize the night with the everlasting day. Dominate, find your faith, let no other stand again and take your rightful place. Your hands to the sky, take control of the sky. Leave undeserving behind to bind and dominate. Raining down into bits and
Thanks for that refresher. That song is pretty freaking rocking.
Yeah, dude. I loved it.
It's like, yeah, the soundtrack is. I think it's
not
like
the soundtrack. I'm
Just-
not saying anything about it. I'm saying that song,
Chest blinding dominate.
it's just called Dominate.
It's just called dominate.
Just Dominate.
I was about to say that it reminds me a lot of Tank.
Yeah,
If I
yeah,
could
so-
play those two songs back to back, I'm pretty sure I'd be ready for anything.
Yeah.
It's a good like it's a
banging
good
your
track.
sister?
It's good jazz.
No, not like banging my sister. What the hell?
You said
What's wrong?
anything.
That's
Anything.
not
if
anything.
you guys have any definitions as to what anything is, please send them in to daijoucrew@gmail.com.
Oh,
We're gonna
gosh.
get emails of random. We're going to have to make separate folders on how to separate these emails.
It's just gonna be
No, it's
a
all just one thing, dude.
flurry of angry emails. I'm pretty sure.
Angry, you can be angry. Like,
What do you mean? Who would be angry?
Who would be angry?
The mothers of the teenagers who are going to be listening to this podcast.
You think teenagers are demographics?
I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe.
sure.
I mean, teens watch
teenagers are the one
anime.
who like bad anime, dude. But they don't have enough time because they got to be late to school.
Toonami tells them what to watch.
Oh my god, could you imagine this being on Toonami?
Oh my
It'll
god.
get canceled by like episode like 3.
They'd have to do some. They'd have to do some major cuts to the censoring.
It would be Adult Swim. So Julian enjoyed that track out of Big Order.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Actually, okay, because I took the moment to say that Eiji's voice actor was Ichigo because much like Ichigo, I really liked it when he was shouting like "Binding Dominator."
Yeah, that
Oda.
that
You know, it was just like, you know, you could feel like
It had
Nice.
potential. Like it was
definitely.
there.
This is a series that shit the bed.
definitely did. What about you? Well, what did you have anything out of the anime that you actually really liked?
Honestly, it's like, yeah, no, like I the music, like the music is like what's like. I was like, oh man, some parts like it got me hyped, but then it's like you kind of remember the story, and it's like, oh, is this what this is about? Character designs were interesting because it's like, yeah, you got these like cool looking guys, but
Yeah, Jinzo and Shining
I legit
Finger.
think that they just like plagiarized or homaged like all other animes. 'Cause,
basically
that's
it's like
basically what this show was, like a hodgepodge.
You
of
could
stuff.
tell like
Yeah.
they were from different series. Like it wasn't.
Like character designs were just like stolen. Stands. They had stands.
The ability to have stands.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm going to just call it, it's a, no, I'll save it for later.
Like some powers are just straight up like ripoffs of stuff. Like
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how many powers can you actually have, though?
You can get pretty creative.
Still,
I
like, yeah.
find
Just kind of like how we had a guy made out of tiny ogres in this anime.
oh my god, I forgot all about that.
yeah, I
dude.
forgot about him. Like that's the thing. They'll tell you people
What the
wishes
hell was
is
his
just like
wish?
Yeah.
Some people you just gotta wonder what their wishes were.
I
Like
think that he gave up on
I honestly had to look a lot of them up because it wasn't explained. Like, one of the hand order, the girl with glasses, she had laser beam.
Yeah, she
her
had power
her
control
wish
lasers.
was she wanted to see light because of her poor vision. That's why she had laser beams.
That
Wow.
doesn't make any sense for
some people's
Exactly.
stuff is just
Someone-
unexplained
Like
entirely.
exactly like Jinzo power was he wanted to be able to. His wish was like to be useful or help or save everyone and everything. So they gave him the power to be a suicide bomber. Like, can you imagine that? Like, I want to be useful. You're
go
gonna
kill
blow yourself
yourself.
up. Like,
Come
have fun with that power.
Come on, Anhero, do it. That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not like JoJo. It's not all of them are super unique. Some of them are pretty simple. Like, Crazy Diamond is to heal things, but the way he heals things are really like unique and special.
And it's not just he although it is a stand that heals things when he attacks them or whatever, like he doesn't just use it for the purpose of healing. Like
You can overheal things, right?
no. In the All-Star Battle video game, one of his techniques is he smashes the ground and breaks it. And I guess he has like he keeps a piece of the rock with him, and like he can be on another part of the stage. And if you reactivate the skill, the rock will try and like assimilate back into the ground, and it'll drag him with it.
Huh.
Like yeah, you can use it for stuff like that.
Yeah.
This one time, he tore up a plastic glove and ate it.
Uh-huh.
And this water stand was trying to get inside him to like kill him, and like he had the glove reform inside him to catch the thing.
Huh.
Oh yeah, no, there was no because yeah, there was one where like the
It's
water
very-
stand tried to go
let's stop
into
talking
his
about JoJo.
mom, but then like he grabbed a bottle and he just punched his mom. So like he had the stand in his hand and the broken bottle, and then he healed both his mom and the bottle, so the stand was in the bottle. So he's like, "Alright, cool, I caught the stand."
Like a Pokemon.
Yeah, see, the way JoJo does this stuff is very unique. Big Order, the way it does it is like
Super generic.
Super generic. Like, you can see what they're about to do. Oh, his
not only-
power is the ability to sacrifice himself to blow up something.
He's gonna
I
blow
can
up
see
the
he's
thing.
gonna
It's
try and
very
blow that.
like
You know?
it's very like they kind of made it up to fit that situation because it felt like
basically.
he wrote himself in the wall and he just needed something
From the
to
very beginning.
yeah. Because like those stuff where he's like I'm dominating the air pressure to form a barrier, or
I think
dominating.
that was the most unique thing he could think of doing is like, I can dominate the air to do the things that I want. But then that was his one trick for like the rest of the series.
Well,
was
no,
just
not
dominating
even that.
air.
Like he only used it every now and then. Like there's stuff where like he was like I'm dominating the gravity to slow down this missile to not hit us.
Yeah.
But he never like used that on anything else.
He wasn't
Like,
Joseph Joestar. That's why he
But
wasn't
then like
smart.
again, like I'm not sure it's because like he only had a small control of his powers, or is it like he was just dumb?
But sometimes he showed like, oh my god! Another thing I hated about Big Order was how Eiji and Senna, maybe some other people too, although they didn't really get. Well, I guess Ren as well. They didn't have a lot of character development. Well, no, they
Not-
did.
almost-
The other people didn't have the character development, but these characters had just switches that flipped, and their personalities were like completely different.
Yeah, Senna
Like, it was
really
really
did
weird.
go through. Like we were thinking it was character growth, but the way she was behaving pre-capture to after capture was like two different characters completely.
Completely, like, and there was no, like, I can't put it into words. How
It's
like
no, yeah, they do. Like it goes from 0 to 60 on like serious or funny to serious, like super
I'm not
fast.
saying that. I'm
yeah.
saying like their
I know, some-
personalities. It just like when Senna like threatened to kill herself. Like, who the fuck did you learn that from? And who do you act like that in front of? And like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, but what I was saying it like does hold weight to what you're saying as well. The fact that like the transitions from the mood of the anime are so inconsistent that it also goes with the characters' behaviors being inconsistent as
Yeah.
well. So,
But then, like, in a sense, like, I think that's how Senna character was supposed to be. Like, I think she was supposed to be like, because I think in the
Secret
manga,
mischievous.
she's actually supposed to be like the main antagonist. Like, she's the one that actually does want the second great destruction to happen.
but she only wanted that because the dad convinced her that was the thing that she wanted.
Something like that. But no, no. But again, like she gets super real on Fawn. Like she straight up go up to him and said like, "Wow, you had a wish to wish for anything. Like you could have wished to save your family, but instead you stopped time. You're a loser. What an idiot."
Yeah,
And
she-
he's just-
She was pretty
yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
out of nowhere, like she did not seem to be that kind of person. She just bared her fangs. Like,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, flip the switch. All right. So, I mean, I think that we had a pretty good in-depth discussion of like the inner workings of Big Order. I think let's move on to scores. How do we review this? Let's start like we did last time. Well, what would you give this?
I'm really
And where, I'm sorry. Different format. Let's give. I don't know what we're gonna call the segment. We'll figure it out as we go. But
if you
this
have a
is-
suggestion, please email us.
Yeah, this is
because we're open to ideas.
Yeah, this is the part of the show where we tell you what episode we would have dropped this anime on, and then give you a score. So let's start with you, Wa.
I honestly have a hard time figuring out what episode to drop it on. I think I might have actually watched it all the way through all 10 episodes because like it's
Nice.
it's only 10 episodes, so it's not your full like, well, you save yourself an hour of this, so like it's only 10 episode. Also in like some cases like the episode end like it kind of make you want to know what happens. It's like you're watching. It's kind of like candy corn. You know it tastes bad. You know you're gonna hate it even more, but you just keep eating it. Like
I love candy corn.
I never eat candy corn.
anyway, so like
What
I've
three
been
differing
watching this. I'm
opinions
just
we
like
have?
I'm like, wow, this is really bad. But does it get worse or does it get better? And then you're at episode 10 and like, wow, that was pretty bad. Because episode 10 was probably the worst because it seemed like at the very end it does run out of budget where it looked like the final I forgot to mention the final fight scene, they ran out of color
It's
And-
all black and white.
Think of Gunbuster,
the animation
episode
quality
6?
kind of dropped to like they move very weirdly. Like
Well, it looks like different
wasn't
cells.
finished,
It
yeah.
looks like storyboard art.
yeah,
Well, fortunately for them, they did a lot better job than Active Raid with their character model.
How would you? No, explain that.
Like, characters look on model, like, all the time. Like,
True. Okay.
yeah, like,
They
yeah,
look
they're-
like who they were. Active Raid
entire
is just
time.
like, are you the same person?
Well, I think it's because like I think Big Order have more unique characters than Active Raid. Active Raid, all the characters kind of look the same or acted the same, if anything, really.
That should mean they all look the same, but they look different from every shot. It's like,
I love Live where everyone looked the same, but was still like pretty good quality.
Calm down, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeremy, that wasn't a slide against
I
Live.
don't know. It's hard to say because I think I might have dropped it at episode 5 when like he was like his dumbness was at the highest where like Ren's order or his dominate get override by the by her dad, and he was just like, oh no, we have to return her to normal. No, that's her being normal. She wanted to kill you from the start.
Yeah, when the antagonist dominating guy was like,
Like it
all right,
override her, and
yeah.
she became.
I revert you. I take
You would
away
be able to kill
Age's
him again,
domination.
Yeah.
And you can be yourself. And then she's trying to fuck up Age, and Age's like, why?
Yeah,
We had such
could
good
you hate me
times."
that much?
Yeah.
No, we want to return you to normal. No, she was normal.
Yeah, she's
before
normal
the
now.
series.
It's like when you brainwash someone and someone breaks the brainwash, and you're like, wait, no, go back to how you were. Go back to your real
Go
self.
back to the way
Your
I was.
brainwash self.
And then that was the other thing. Like he was kind of the same thing where he was just like, the dad wanted to create a perfect world for everyone, but he was like, no, but that's not me. But then like they were like, no, you've been brainwashing yourself and your sister. And he was
With
like,
illegal
he was like,
digger,
illegal digger. They're like, no, you're not doing that again.
So, yeah, no, that's pretty good.
So like he kind of go back on his word multiple times, especially at the end where he just like, you know what, fuck it, world reset, let's just end it all.
yeah, none of this happened. So you would say episode 5, and then what's your
maybe
score?
episode 5, but I think even then, like I'm like,
Have watched
I think
it.
it's like since I'm like halfway through, I'm like I might as well go down with this ship. I might as well sleep in the bed that I shit on.
Yeah,
You didn't shit on it.
big order.
uh,
It took a big old dump.
I think me being generous, I would give this like a 4 out of 10. Like normally I would probably put 3 or 10, but I think I got a good run out of it. So 4 out of 10 is
So according
Something.
to your rating, you enjoyed Active Raid more than you enjoyed Big Order?
Maybe it's because he was being generous with the Active Raid.
No,
Yeah.
on Active Raid
Remember?
he said he would not be generous.
well.
right?
Activate, I would have gave it a 6, but I gave it an even like mediocre, like
5 out
it
of
passed.
10.
It passed as a. That's what I was thinking. If I wanted to put it on the same level as Active, I definitely did not enjoy Big Order more than Active Raid. So I was debating if I wanted to put it on the same level or definitely lower.
I'm really surprised. Oh, okay. 4 out of
But
10.
I think it's
4 out
just
of 10.
like it's just because Big Order shitted itself so much harder than Active Raid. Because Active Raid,
like that. It's like, guys, get ready for this. Shit it itself.
like it was because like I think Activate still kind of stayed true to what it was. It was like your villain of the week, and then it's like that was the story. Big Order had potential, but it's like nope.
Okay.
And also that's like the thing with like a anime original ending where it's like
Yeah. Well,
like
it has
if
to
it ended
end.
before the manga, it's not part of the true ending. They did, especially when he had his power suppressed, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, final plot twist, I'm going to use 100% of my power, and it's just to reset the world. It's very lazy writing, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Jillian, what episode did you drop this on, and what rating
I
are you
would
giving
have dropped it within the first 20 seconds. The
Really?
opening segment was just too much for me to handle. I was
The
like,
My Wish part?
holy shit, what is... I know this is going to be terrible. I do not want to do this. I'm done. And if it wasn't for the podcast, I would have dropped it right then and there.
Just because of
because
what
of
is
that
your
opening
wish?
segment, it's like,
What is your wish?
okay, so you're doing this to me right now. You can do a whole bunch worse. I know it's in you.
What
I'm
is your
done
wish?
with you.
But then you would have never have heard
That's fine. That's
dominate.
fine. You know, you got equivalent exchange. You got to trade some things.
I try to
Anyways,
watch it
so-
as
Since I was forced to watch this, okay, I enjoy sleeping a good 8 to 9 hours a night, right?
Sure.
So I would have
you'd take
gotten
that.
into bed with Big Order. It would have squeaked out a fart. I would have been like, I don't want to do this, and someone forced me to stay in the bed. And I said,
So
I think
it Dutch ovened you. It
no,
put
no,
the
it didn't.
blankets
Like,
over.
no,
it just held you
no.
there.
It was just like, it wasn't that bad at that point, but like I could tell, you got gas, you got something brewing. So, I would get through some of the night. I'd say maybe like 5-6 hours, and then like I would wake up to a stench, and I would see it shit itself, right? And at that point, I would have like been like, no. But it just continued to shit itself, and like the very end, like it was shitting blood.
Oh God.
It
was
God.
bad. It was bad.
Oh God.
That was the biggest order of Big Order. It dominated you to continue to watch it.
God.
Like I mean, like
was-
it's because like you meet these cats and you're like, and like it's like you meet them at a party and like, hey Big Order, yeah, you're a pretty cool guy. Like I want to get to know all of you guys.
And then it just kept talking.
No, and then they like they proceed to go into your bedroom, get in position on your bed, and you're like, Big Order, are you about to shit my bed? And fucking Edgy's it's like, Order, find Dominator, and then he is like, oh no, I'm shitting my bed too.
Oh God.
So yeah, like things just progressively got worse. Like initially, first 3 episodes, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Well, okay, that one's kind of cool. This is stomachable. It's not bad. I really like the comedic stuff. But then, like, it starts getting into the deeper underlying plot. And it's just like, yeah, you're not really worth my time. And you're fumbling the ball. You're really ruining it. So I would probably sleep, like, 2/3 of my normal good sleep
Okay.
in this bed.
So 2/3 of 8 hours.
Probably, yeah. I
That's your
do
rating.
say that I enjoyed this much more than Active Raid.
Okay.
Like, if Active Raid, I gave it a 3 out of 10. Maybe 2. I don't know.
I think you said it kind of
gave
shit
it-
the bed, but not really.
You gave it a 4 out of 10. I think.
4? No, that's way too
Oh no!
high.
Well, we didn't even give it a number
No,
because
no.
if you guys haven't noticed, Julian's rating system is based off how long he would stay in bed with it after it crapped itself. And you said it was it was depressing the mattress, and you stayed in it, but it wasn't like something you'd want to do again.
It was not.
I felt like both of you guys gave it a 3 out of 10, and I thought, wow, I was being really generous
You
with
gave
my
it a
rating.
5.
Yeah, I gave it 5, and I thought
I gave it a 4 or 3. But so for me, Big Order, I'm with Julian on that first like 10 whatever seconds, or it felt like an eternity
An
of
eternity.
hearing the words, "What is your wish?"
My wish is.
My wish is, and like that was triggering me to like just be like, I need to turn this off now. Because like that kind of segment to me is a harken back to like Kingdom Hearts, and I loved that opening. Do you guys remember the beginning of
When he's
original
like,
Kingdom Hearts?
sleeping?
When he's sleeping and he goes like, like I've been thinking lately,
Well,
is
even
any of this
then,
for real or not?
That's
But that moved.
yeah.
that wasn't just
it's
repetition.
multiple lines. It's not work. It's more like
Yeah, it wasn't that
actual lyrics.
It wasn't Rihanna. But yeah,
Or
no, it's-
Panda,
the
Panda,
fact
Panda.
of the matter is that Panda. Blah, blah. And to me, like, because we moved past that, to me, I would have dropped it on episode 4. So an episode before you, when he originally got EO pregnant.
oh, okay, that one,
That episode, he's
Yeah,
like,
I think-
he's hanging out with her. They're doing their thing. He finds out that she's actually kind of a cute girl, like with her personality and stuff. She requests one thing of, do not touch my ribbon. If you touch my ribbon, I'll get pregnant. I'm like, oh, what a cute little superstitious thing.
Yeah.
He touches her ribbon when she's about to fall, and all of a sudden she's preggers. And to me, that was just like, this anime is stupid. That's
I thought
not
that was
how
the
babies
best
come
possible
from.
thing they could have done. Actually,
Yeah, no, because that was
Really?
that was
Yeah,
that was
touching the
so
ribbon, and she
dumb.
actually got pregnant. Like That's
like an
the
original
kind of
twist.
originality I
Yeah,
want.
that was an original
I don't want
twist
you to
because
go
like
all tropey on me and like she doesn't get pregnant and like she thinks she's pregnant and like some stupid hilarity and
yeah,
stuff.
no,
I'm sorry,
like,
it's
no,
just
it's like
dumb.
Actually
because
getting
there
pregnant
are
was just like
other
cool.
anime
I
are like
respect that decision. I respect that decision that you magically got her pregnant and that her dad was not lying to her when he said if a man touches your ribbon you'll lose all your powers and get pregnant.
that was I mean because like you do see other anime where like you have the girl saying like, oh no, even though we did hold in, I didn't get pregnant, I'm not pregnant, or like, oh my dad told me if I kiss you we get pregnant or something. It's like, okay, it's clearly like that's like to keep their innocent kind of thing. But this one was a pretty good twist on like what Julian was saying, like, yeah, no, it's like you did not expect it. Like it happened, you did thought, oh, she's gonna like freak out, but no, she got pregnant, and then you're like, and then at the end of the episode, you're like, where do we go from here?
And then it
That's
shit the bed
that-
by getting rid of the pregnancy.
magically.
magically.
That's exactly why I was just like, this anime is dumb because one, that's not where babies come from. Two, like, what are you gonna do now? No, it's not a matter of science or not. It's just like that's physically impossible. You're gonna touch someone's clothing and they get
we're
pregnant.
really
What the
talking
hell
about
is
physically
that?
impossible. We had a guy that could just dominate any. We have a.
I bet you
there's a
can.
guy that flies in the show, Singer. It's not. We're not
just
talking
saying,
about realism in
that's
this
not-
anime.
What? Oh my god, no! It's just a matter of the principle of life comes from two different things
That was her
combining.
dad's order, Sigurd.
Oh,
If a man touches your ribbon, you'll get prego by him.
Oh, okay, that you got me there. Maybe it was.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's a pretty shitty thing. Like if Senna made fun of Frank for not saving his family because he wished to stop time. No, that
He doesn't
guy
stop
wasted his
time.
wish.
He stops 3 things time.
Maybe it's one for his
Well,
wife
yeah,
and
yeah,
his
But
two
still,
children.
no, I'm
They-
saying
they
he does
stated-
not stop time. He is no Dio.
He's not
Okay?
Dio.
Yeah,
It wasn't me,
he get-
Dio.
It was I, Frank.
It was me,
Wait, don't
Frank.
don't throw 4 things at me because it's gonna hit me in the face. But
Yeah, he,
anyways,
he said that since he have 3 people he wanted to protect, he can freeze 3 things. But yeah,
So time
no,
is not
I
stopping.
no, I agree with you, Sigurd. Like it is like technically a dumb twist, but it was still a twist. I mean, it turned out a lot of people dropped it off at the 3 episode because it was just like, okay, what?
All right. So, yeah, if I had to go on if this was a bad anime, an anime I kind of liked, or a good anime, or an anime I wish I had dropped, like if I had to give it on just like verbal statements, oh god, I wish I didn't have to watch this one. Like this was an anime I wished I dropped. It wasn't a bad anime. I bet you there are people who aren't as versed in story or have heard like different tropes of stories where this would work. But to me, the fact that I can say this anime was a mixture of Code Geass with the ability to command things and it come true, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because there literally were stands with superpowers, and
They literally stand next to them.
yeah, and
Not everyone had a stand though.
Not tech.
well, I mean, we didn't get to really see everyone's stand.
What was
technically-
Frank's stand? He had a clock.
He had
thing,
a
didn't he?
clock thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess everyone had stands.
Like yeah, Florence had a clock.
No, we're good here. The people had stands.
Yeah.
People had stands, and the fact that it was Code Geass JoJo mixed with like every single anime that takes over Japan only, and Japan is seen as the world. Yeah, I've seen that, been there, and seen it done better.
Exactly.
yeah.
So
That's why I'd recommend Big Order to people who, I already said it earlier, people who like JoJo or Persona and they just don't care about plot.
I would say just watch Persona or JoJo.
Well,
because
yeah.
they're
watch
way
it. You
done
need
way
something
better.
else, right?
Yeah, true.
I would recommend you to watch Big Order before watching those two.
There you go, because then you could see it done crappily and then it get done right.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely an anime that I wish I dropped. I'm gonna give it on the score of metrics. I'm gonna give it higher than Active Raid. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
The reason I think it's better than Active Raid is because it has, I wouldn't say a clear storyline, but it has a flow.
Yeah,
It has
I will
a
say
good
that
flow to it.
the
Not a good flow, but it has a flow where Active Raid didn't.
Yeah, Active Raid was episodic, meet your people. This one actually had a coherent story that followed from episode 1 all the way to 10 with like maybe 2 episodes of filler flashback, but it was relevant to the plot line.
It was like when you're flying on a plane and you have 4 engines and you know the course you're going, but then one engine falls out and the second one falls and the third one falls and the fourth one's still there, but you just crash and burn.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
It's
to
not
support.
enough.
All right. So, let's move on to the next part. This is a new segment that I actually wanted to put into the first episode. I just completely forgot. On Netflix, when you're looking at like little, I know we just gave a synopsis, but if you had to sell this anime to get people to watch it, because Julian, you just said you would recommend it to people who haven't seen Persona or JoJo. This is going to be our own pitch of Big Order to the general public, to the people listening it. So, though you've already heard our scores and such, we're each gonna give you a little taste of how we would market Big Order. I wanted to call it Big O so bad because I wish it was Big O, but how we would market it to you. So, if you guys want to hit us with a segment title, this is, I don't know, I'm gonna call it "Sell It" for now. So go ahead, Julian, sell it.
Sticks and stones may break Rin's bones, but chains and whips excite her and Eiji. In this playful romp through destroyed Japan. Come join these two as they frolic through the shitter.
They frolic through the shit. You gotta come back to the mic.
This is really hard to do when you just can't keep it together.
Get it together, man.
If I saw that description, I would have raised more questions. It's like, what's Big Order? Let's see what the description said. What the fuck am I reading?
Sticks and stones may break Rin's bones, but Edgy's still a shedder? Is that what it was?
No. But I'm trying to go with Rihanna's, S&M song, where chains and whips excite, Eiji, man, because he's all like, like, dominate.
Dominate.
Binding dominator.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that might make some people
But
interested.
things take a crazy turn when Eiji bangs his own sister.
That's not part of the plot.
Yo, man,
Yes, it is.
Yo, man, that's spoilers. You can't spoil that in the summary.
Yes, you can, man.
I mean, you can. All right, the reason why we're doing this segment is that famously when we were trying to watch anime on Netflix, we saw Fairy Tail. And Fairy Tail's an anime that I love. And they're like, magic, guilds, a talking cat? What crazy, wacky adventures will these guys get in next? Nobody knows. Come watch Fairy Tail.
I think you forgot the part where it's a blue cat.
Oh yeah, a talking blue cat? God. I was so triggered because it's more than that. But all right, I liked it, Julian. That's pretty good.
I don't think it was, but thanks.
All right, go ahead, Wah.
No, it's your turn.
Oh,
You wanted
my
to go
turn.
first.
I need to
me to the
stall
front
as
of the line.
long as possible right now.
All right. All right, so if I had to sell Big Order, I'd be like, postmodern Japan. The world has gone insane, and only order can bring it back to life.
Ooh.
Eiji Hoshimiya? I forgot his name already. Hoshimiya, a teen without a cause, wishes to save his sister from certain death from an illness.
That's not his plan at all.
I mean, he did.
His plan was to let her die and then turn himself in.
Yeah, we forgot to mention she had 6 months to live, and he was like, after she dies, I
I'm
can
turning
live.
myself in. Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, that's not gonna sell it, guys. So, as he tries to save his sister and take over Japan, what will stop him? Binding dominate, golden something, Big Order. That's it.
Golden something?
Gold experience vacuum.
Golden vacuum. Gold, shining finger.
We always have to go back to JoJo on this.
Yeah, we do.
That's because this really reminds me of JoJo. Like,
yeah. I mean,
It's very.
it takes the same basic concept.
all right. So I think I had a really good first sentence, and then after that, just like Big Order, I crap the bed because it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Talk about
The other way I would sell it would be like, hey, kids, you like JoJo? You like Code Geass? Check this out.
It's like.
Do you have something?
It's Not really, but it's like one of those
really.
it's like those knockoff thing where they fool parents and grandparents and buying kids because like
Yeah,
it's
buy
like
a new PvP.
PvP like
Play old Nintendo
Like,
games.
mom,
Mom,
I
this is not an Xbox. There's
Mom.
not even an X here. But honey, it's the Nintendo.
Don't you like your Wii?
That game is taking you away from
whatever,
me.
Mom, just give me Infamous. No, not Prototype.
Oh man. All right. Well,
it's like that.
sell it.
All right. In a post-apocalyptic Japan, one man stand. No, this is not Hokuto no Shiken. It's way worse.
Hey, that makes it sound like
enjoy this
Hokuto's bad.
enjoy this wild, crazy, bizarre adventure. No, this is not JoJo Bizarre Adventure. It's way worse. Order.
Binding Dominate.
Yeah, honestly,
6 months. That's all Eiji Hoshimiya has to wait until this life can go to shit.
oh man.
But things take a crazy turn when he bangs her.
Oh god. Okay.
That's the thing. Like most of them try to be like really
Can't
like.
get over the fact that he banged his sister. I might be arguing for it, but I just can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
Like most of them try to be kind of subtle, like try to make it not too obvious. They put like a scene
I
where
told
like
you,
it's
they let you see that something happened naked and contact. It was not hentai. You saw no private parts. It was just like, yeah, that happened. That happened for sure.
I think it's called soft core porn.
Thank you.
I think the Japan call it ecchi.
I think it's further than ecchi.
It is beyond itch.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
But
It was like an eroge.
all right, guys. So there, we tried to sell it. That was Big Order. I hope that you enjoyed our conversation. We're gonna move on to listener emails. Obviously, since this is not debuted yet.
I just want to put a disclaimer out there. We're going to have 5 of these episodes before we get any
Before we
real
actually
emails.
get to read any of your emails, just so we can get a little bit of a buffer to keep up with you guys and to improve the quality of our podcast. So for now, we will use Yahoo Answers, and
Which I still find it's. I think we should still keep this segment even
I
after
mean,
we
it
get
is fun. Yahoo has very entertaining people.
Hey, if you have a favorite Yahoo question that you want us to answer, just email us. We'll probably answer it anyways.
For sure.
Email
All
us
right.
where, Wa?
That is daijoku@gmail.com.
All right, and once again, because we've already, thrown me under the bus, I can't read, so how do you spell that? For our
Illiterate?
No, for our literate people. Because the illiterate's not going to get it either,
Okay.
But the literate people, they'll know.
Well,
They'll know.
Daijou crew is
And if you're
spelled...
illiterate, ask someone to help you out.
Hopefully I spelled it right, but it should be DAIJOUCREW, the little @ gmail.com.
Again?
Really again?
No, it's okay. I'm just playing with you.
I felt like we plugged it enough, and hopefully
I don't think so. We need to really get out there.
Look,
the people
will-
listening to our podcast need to know that we're doing a podcast.
Again, just like I said last week, if you really need to know our email, have it in the show notes.
Okay,
Email
you
us.
said last week, but we're going to put out 5.
Yeah,
so this
it's
going to
gonna
probably
be
be
in the
like
show
a
notes.
month later.
So how about that first question?
All right.
I'm
Also,
dying
just-
to get to them.
Just remember, we also have a Twitter, and you can tweet us at Daijou Crew. So, first question. Is it possible for a normal human to get some sort of superpowers and be a superhero? Is there some way to mix chemicals or something to enhance your abilities?
Steroids.
Well, according to Big Order, you just have to kind of make a wish.
Take
It
a
doesn't
needle
have
to
be
your
a good
ass.
wish.
Okay, so first of all, steroids, I guess it enhances your abilities, but would you actually constitute that as a superpower?
Is Luke Cage super strong and is Luke Cage a superhero?
Did Luke Cage only take steroids to become... Yeah, Luke Cage, he's invincible.
Yeah, so if you take it so your skin is too hard to, whatever, then you...
I mean, I guess.
Let me ask
but-
you something.
What?
Batman and Iron Man. let's not talk about the Iron Man who's magic and can absorb his suit into his skin. Let's talk about just
That
normal
was just
technology, Iron
technology,
Man.
bro. That was nano machines.
Well, whatever.
Just like
Yeah,
Jack.
you can do it. You just have to,
Be
work
rich.
hard, follow your dreams, and just, do what you gotta do.
Do what you got to do. All right. So, what were you saying?
What was I saying?
I don't know. We just stopped you from saying it.
I
'cause
guess your
Julian was
opinion
more
just wasn't that
domineering.
strong.
I think what I was saying, well, according to Big Order, you just have to wish for it. Does it have to be a good wish?
He's talking about the real world, though,
Yeah, this guy is coming from.
This is Yahoo
this
Answers.
is one person looking for a real answer.
This
Wall.
is not
How
4chan.org.
unhelpful of you. I mean, like, if I wanted to bring it to real, and this is on a serious note, folks. Make-A-Wish Foundation. You might have famously heard about Bat Kid, a young child who was terminally ill, wished to be a superhero, and the city of San Francisco actually made that come true for him by letting him be the savior of San Francisco for a day, dressed as Batman. His funeral was actually very big. A lot of people attended, all dressed in superhero costumes, including his family. And yeah, so maybe Wall has something here.
So you're
I
telling
think
me
there's actually a documentary too. I think
There
on
is.
Netflix or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're telling me
I don't know what that
to
is.
take chemicals until I'm terminally ill, and then Make-A-Wish will make me a superhero.
Okay, well, first of all, you're not a small child. You're a lonely man that plays Final Fantasy 14.
I am not lonely. I am alone, but I am not, lonely.
All
There is
right.
a difference.
I mean, are you a superhero in Final Fantasy 14? Are you that
I am
godly?
the warrior of motherfucking light.
Oh, same with like the millions of other players on this game.
No, it's just me.
How does that feel? I mean, like, could you imagine if you were in that world and everyone's being told, "Hey, you're the warrior of light"?
That's why I
I
always hate
know
about
that they're wrong, and that my reality
MMORPGs.
is true. I
you-
deny their reality
Like you always
because
have that.
I am the warrior of light.
That's how Edgy did it too. Like, no one can be me but me.
Only me.
Except for when I wish for it. No, but yeah, that's always the problem I have with MMORPGs. Like, everyone has the same quest, and they're like, "You're the hero of the town. So are you, and you, and you."
We have so many heroes.
How many MMOs have you played, Wall?
A few.
Can you name some?
Oh, look at him
Ragnarok?
calling them out. Wow.
Ragnarok?
Yeah.
I bet you all played RuneScape.
Oh, like
Ooh,
10 minutes of it.
I touched RuneScape once. That was
That's like everyone's starter. That's everyone's first girlfriend right there.
Sorry. Maple Story.
Oh. True weeb. You needed the anime art.
Weeb? That's
Yeah.
Korea Boo.
It's still anime art.
Korea Boo. That's manhwa.
Manhwa. All right. So, yeah, okay.
I
Going
don't know
back to
too
the
much about
question.
science, so I can't really say if you can
I mean,
inhale some chemicals and become a hero.
in the world, there are people with like pretty insane abilities. I mean, there was a whole TV show on Netflix. Well, it's on Netflix now, talking about like a guy who could drink gasoline and he's fine, and some dude with super stretchy skin. I mean, you can't really like fight crime with that, but it is something. So genetically, you can be different.
Can you imagine the guy who drank alcohol or gasoline? It's like, all right, we gotta get in the getaway car. Why is there no gas in here? I stopped you once again. Gas,
gasoline,
man,
man.
it's gas tank.
There you go. What? He's a superhero. So
What's his catchphrase going to be?
looks like you're
Out of gas.
exactly. Or hey, pull my finger.
Hey, no, man. I want something
fill
involving
me up.
sucking.
that can be taken really bad. Oh man. The other thing I would say is like, yeah, if you had a ton of money and can build like super crazy gadgets, you can go be a vigilante and hope that you're good enough to be a superhero.
I think there's that one MMA fighter that actually is like he's like a vigilante. He just go around town making sure like drunk people don't get too drunk and make
Is
sure
it the
violence.
Green Ranger? Because he's a superhero in my heart.
It was like something Phoenix, like
No,
Joe
it's
Phoenix. or
not
something.
Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So, final say, Julian, can you take stuff or anything to become a superhero? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well-
what I agree the entire time.
Well, you.
I don't know. Like,
Okay,
I guess
it's an I don't know. And then
I
for
really
me,
don't know.
it's gonna be. I'm gonna say yes. You can as well. So
Yeah,
two
see?
yeses and I don't know. All right, moving on to the next
That's enough
question.
to get you into the next round
I
of
don't know
American
enough
Idol.
about this world to
True.
actually
Yeah.
determine like, no, you cannot be a superhero because real stuff happen all the time.
True. All right. So next one is: are there any animes where the characters actually look Japanese? I think that's a pretty good question because I mean, many people actually talk about how all the anime characters in most popular anime look pretty European.
What do you mean by look Japanese?
I mean, I think
Are we
that
talking about like racist, like World War II propaganda Japanese?
maybe.
Or like actual like, they don't have like super big something realistic, I guess.
Also, I mean, like my examples for this one would be: I think Samurai Champloo has pretty good art depicting something kind of Euro-Asian. Maybe some people look European because during that time frame, like Europeans were in Japan, but they're also pretty characters that ethnically look Japanese. Like, well, I forgot his name, but the Blue Swordsman guy, Jin. Yeah, I would say he looks pretty Japanese. Fu, I wouldn't say looks Japanese.
What about you, Wall? What do you think?
The one that got a really bad review not too long ago, Evil Flowers, because I think the way
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah, because I think
Oh,
the way
true.
I think the way they did that was they actually took real actors and they put some kind of weird filter over it to make it look anime, but they did a horrible job. But I mean, technically, they look Japanese, but it's that's one. Other than that, like can't. That's like the first thing that comes to mind because it's like they actually use real Japanese actors and
Yeah, no, that's a pretty solid argument. I like that. And then we have Julian. So, can you think of any?
I think most animes that deal with delinquents actually do a really good job. Like
Pompadour?
all kinds of things.
GTO,
Like,
yeah, you're right. Great
Exactly.
Teacher
That's
Onizuka.
exactly what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think old
Great
school
Teacher
anime
Onizuka.
kind of did it.
Yeah,
like-
90s and 80s.
Yeah.
Like Slam Dunk, I think they look pretty Japanese too.
True. So
And
do you
then,
think?
Messi,
So
Poltergeist Report, Yu Yu Hakusho.
would you think that it was the moe movement that stepped
Probably,
away
yeah.
from that kind of art style?
More than just the moe movement, like shoujo stuff gets kind of weird too. Like that.
True.
Like in the later the 90s went, the more like people's art style shifted into something else, and I think new techniques were brought around with like animation and
I
stuff.
think the
that
clamp domination that was the 90s is what started also to move away from that typical, from an
clamp
ethnic-
domination.
Yeah, I mean, we had like Sailor Moon, we had Cardcaptor Sakura.
Talking about in America.
Yeah, I guess. I'm saying like those were really popular ones, and Clamp is famous.
I've never heard
for
of
having.
Clamp.
You've never heard of Clamp?
What is clamp?
That's the people that make those animes.
I've never heard of Clamp.
So if
It's
you
like
see
Gainax?
a very something to the nature
It's
of,
like a studio.
yeah,
I've never heard of clamp.
wow,
Wow.
look at Cardcaptor Sakura.
Wow.
Like it's famous for having those very skinny, very lanky kind of like characters, because that Code Geass also is Clamp, and that is their typical art style. We named some animes that have people that I guess look Japanese. Samurai Champloo from me. Julian said Delinquents and kind of the older school stuff.
I would argue most super robot animes do an incredible job of depicting their time period's manly men.
Yeah,
The sideburns and the bushy hair and the strong jaws.
very strong jaws.
Yeah.
Wide biceps.
Yeah, dude. Like Kamen Rider Ichigo.
And then Wa said, what was that one?
Evil Flower. I forgot what the Japanese name was.
Next question. This is oh, damn it. I didn't get the actual question, and it's like the best one. How do I convince my father that it's okay to watch Naruto at age 26?
It's simple. You get him past the Zabuza bullshit, and you show him the Chunin exam. You show him the fight between Rock Lee and Gaara, and then your father will lose his shit and be like, "Believe it, Tatebayo!
He gets both catchphrases.
Believe it, Tatebayo!"
I mean, like, I don't think it's impossible. I think any kind of dad. I mean, we've all grown up. We were all children. We all watch cartoons, and the thing about anime is that we take some more like adult themes, and watching 10-year-old children beat on each other with superpowers.
They're like 12, dude.
12? They're 12.
I'm
is
pretty sure
Chino time?
Naruto was 12, and then the time skip is 3 years, and he's 15 and has his 16th birthday.
Oh, okay. Thank you. But,
So knowledgeable.
yeah. But yeah, I think it's possible. Well, how would you get your dad to believe that watching anime, watching Naruto is okay to do right now? You're not 26, but
Yes,
I am
oh,
26.
you are 26. Oh, then this is the perfect question.
Yeah,
for you.
that's why I kind of laugh, because it's I show him how much time and money I'm spending on this anime, and I show him, hey, look, I'm not doing drugs with this money or time. I'm not committing any crime. This is taking up a majority of my life.
Pick
Jet-
dad,
Jet be glad-
Naruto, or dead hookers.
Jet be glad we're not the
Yakuza.
that Asian family across the street where all they do is smoke weed and fail in their class.
Oh my god.
And then he'll be like, okay, it make you happy. Yeah, enjoy.
All right, so he wouldn't harp on you for like, how come you have no girlfriend, or like,
I'll probably
what?
still, but it's like, I'm like, there are people at this convention. I can do that.
so your tactic is to show like, hey
Or
dad,
it's like,
at least I'm not a
It
druggie.
could be worse.
it could
can
be worse.
Do you think he
could be
doesn't?
banging my
I think
sister.
because I actually kind of used. I think it's because like I kind of actually used that excuse before to like, because I think someone or it's I don't think it was my parents, but I think it was probably like my family members. I asked like oh yeah, why do you like these stuff? And I'm like, I don't know, keep me busy, keep me entertained. Like I'm not doing drugs or anything. I'm not doing anything bad. They're like, oh yeah, that is good.
For myself, how I would explain that it's okay to watch cartoons at age 26, like, yeah, I mean, I would love to meet the father that actually actively is like, I'm so disappointed in you, son. Why aren't you a baseball star or something like that? Because I think most fathers at some point stop caring, especially when your kid's 26 years old already.
It depends on the situation too. Like if you're 26 and you don't have a job or anything, you're living with your parents and that's all you do, they're like why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You know, I really thought that.
But like, yeah, there are some parents that are it's like, oh, you could have been the greatest football player ever, but now you're into
Playing
this
Pokemon
Weibo
Go
shit.
and watching Weeaboo stuff.
I don't even know. I only know that word because of you.
Yeah. Why do you talk like this? I don't understand.
I really thought that your approach would have been to like show your dad High School of the Dead
Oh my god, no! All right, so
and some Korean dramas.
that was my sister. All right, so the thing is that maybe the reason why I don't see it's a big deal is because I gave my family Netflix because, you know, they like to also watch movies and stuff like that. And I also got my family Hulu. And my sister got my family addicted to Korean dramas. And though I was sharing Netflix with multiple friends and my family at the same time, sometimes when you go through your recently watched, it's funny because I could pick out who was watching what, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's my sister. I don't know.
Do you want a
random Asian film? That's my mom. Random Asian film number 2 through 5. Yeah, that's all my mom because she's at home watching Asian films and cooking and stuff.
She's Asian.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you guys don't know that about me, but I'm half Asian. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, High School of the Dead and completed? I haven't watched that.
I think that's the best one. It's not only did it watch, but it watched through completion.
Yeah, watch the completion. And I'm like, hey, but this is my buddy Max. Max is Mormon, and before he converted, he used to watch some anime. And I was sharing with him at the time, but he was watching documentaries. Documentaries that was dead on Max. And I'm like, hey, Max, quick question. Did you watch High School of the Dead? And he's like, no, I kind of stopped watching all anime, man. And I'm like, I really need to find out who's watching High School of the Dead. I come home and I know it's not my mom. I know it's not my sister. And then my dad's scrolling through Netflix. And I see him stop on Rosario Vampire. And I'm like, oh my God, it's my dad. And I come around, hey, Dad, did you watch High School of the Dead? Oh, yeah, that one was good. And I'm like, no, that's not the definition of good anime. But yeah, so maybe that's why getting him to watch that.
Did your dad go listen to
What
this
episode
podcast?
would you have dropped High School of the Dead on? Oh, I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have at all. 10 out of 10 would bang.
He's Honduran.
I would rate that anime
He's
as
not.
good. I would rate that anime as good anime.
So yeah, my dad would probably not have a problem with Naruto. Moving on to the
I
next
can't wait
question.
for
Okay.
Father Rowley's to come as a special guest on this podcast.
I don't think that's ever happening. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Maybe if we
Who
get
knows
enough,
what the future
if
holds?
enough
Maybe some
people
sister
subscribe-
banging.
No sister banging.
Maybe in your world.
Definitely not in my world. But maybe with enough subscribers, we'll have my dad appear as a guest or something. Last question of the night. This is one that I think it should be pretty straightforward. But is One Punch Man stronger?
Are we
Kinda
really?
stronger than
Are we really?
Goku?
Probably.
Probably. And what do you say, Wa?
I feel like because me and Joel, we actually watch One Punch Man together. We have these. We did discussing all the time. It's the interesting point about One Punch Man is that his strength isn't really defined, and I think it's more enjoyable the more you don't define it. It's just like he's One Punch Man. He just punches things really hard. How hard? I don't know. He just punch things.
I don't know.
Like his physical feats are much more impressive than Goku's.
For instance, because I haven't watched One Punch Man yet.
Really?
I really haven't.
Wow. You went and did this bad anime podcast and you've never tasted good anime?
I have tasted good anime before.
Are you
just not
sure?
specifically
Name
One
good
Punch
anime.
Man. Name good anime?
Yeah.
Don't say Clanad.
I won't. Trust me. Anohana was really good. Kill la Kill was really good. Gurren Lagann is really good.
Okay,
Gurren Lagann
now you're just sucking his dick right now.
best.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is really good.
You only say things that I like.
Yeah, because I'm waiting for you to shit on it. GTO's pretty good. What else do I like?
What else do you like?
I also liked Code Geass. Code Geass brought me back into anime from my hiatus.
I've seen episodes 1, 4, and the last of Code Geass.
Yeah. So I mean,
Why?
I'm not sure.
I think the last one we watched it all as a. Well, did you watch it with
I was
us?
there, yeah, and I know what was going on,
Yeah.
and then like I forget who did it. It was either Wilson called Puneet or Puneet called Wilson. It was like Lelouch dies.
I feel like that's Wilson calling. Well, no,
I think it was at Puneet's house. I
Well,
think I
yeah,
had
yeah,
to
so
Puneet
if
telling Wilson.
anyone would tell anyone the plot of an anime while they're watching it, it would be Wilson. So I'm gonna.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
say it
called
was
me out
Wilson.
for shitting on Jeremy because of his name.
I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying that like half the time when I don't want to watch an anime, you know who would be great on this podcast? It would be Wilson, because he's seen everything.
Oh God, what a horrible life.
It was like, cause like I always hear that argument like, who will win a fight, Superman or Goku, or like
Depends on which Superman. You can really pick out who will win and who will lose.
Well, I mean,
you get Justice League Superman from Cartoon Network. Oh, that dude's eating dirt right quick.
Yeah, that's
you
not-
get the dude who like sneezes planets away, and Goku's in trouble.
that's always the argument I always try to make.
That's
when
why I
people
hate American superheroes because of their inconsistency.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
they had
different
those multiple
multiverses.
versions of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But then
That's why I hate them.
like people
I don't care what the reason is. I
But
hate
then
them.
people argument always try to group them as together, like, oh, Superman can do this and that and that, and like, no, those are
That
different.
Superman
Those
can,
are
yeah.
different Supermans. There's one Goku, but there's different version of Superman.
Is
I mean,
there
because like
one
the
Goku,
Superman
though?
from like the original Superman from like the 40s, he couldn't fly. He literally leaped over tall buildings. But then it was just like, oh, it's better if we just give him the ability to fly.
But there is more than one Goku.
There's two.
There's two Gokus.
Are we talking-
You could even argue three now.
There's two.
Oh.
So there's Goku, there's Dark Goku, and there's GT Goku.
No. There's Akira Toriyama Goku, and there's Toei Goku.
Well, okay, you can't throw your weebles at me without actually explaining yourself. Karyotama Goku?
Akira Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama.
The original
That's
author
the
of
original
Dragon Ball.
author. Uh-huh.
And then there's Toei Goku, which is all the movies and shit, and GT and Super.
So GT
Also, if you're
is
going
part
to call,
of Toei.
if you're going to call, if you're going to call the
And
other
what about
Goku,
Dark Goku?
okay, call him by his
Goku
real name,
Black.
Black
That's a
Goku.
different person, dude.
Completely?
Yeah,
but he's Goku.
you can't call Bizarro Superman. That's Bizarro Superman. It's
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
It's not Ring a Bell and Ring a Bell, okay?
It's not?
It's Ring a Bell and Brave Lee, you know?
Okay, what about Jackie Chan when he uses the Tiger Talisman, where there's good Jackie Chan and dark Jackie... I mean, bad Jackie Chan. Backy Chan.
Neither of those are Jackie Chan.
Neither are Jackie Chan.
Neither.
Okay.
And they weren't voiced by Jackie Chan.
Ooh.
That's true.
They
He
had
wasn't.
English too good. They had English down.
but they found out.
But yeah, no, that's always the thing I like. It's just like those arguments. It's like, yeah, that one for Superman versus Goku, and then One Punch Man versus Goku. It's like they live in different universes, so their strength isn't really defined in their universe. So it's hard to
Yes, it
actually
is.
say.
Goku's is straight up defined.
Oh,
Has-
well,
Has One Punch Man ever fought in outer space yet? Has he
He
always been
sort of.
planet side? Sort of. Can he breathe outer space?
oh, actually, yes, yeah.
Well, I don't think he breathes. I think he holds his breath.
For enough.
He got knocked to the moon once,
Okay.
and he was just standing like, I should go back.
And then he did jump back
he
to
jumped
Earth.
back to Earth.
Okay. I'm gonna say that One Punch Man can beat Goku
Nah, he probably can.
because he's a character that's designed literally to be any character in One Punch.
The one-up man.
Exactly.
Not one punch, one up.
One up man. All right. So, final call on that. One Punch Man or Goku? Julian.
Probably One Punch Man.
Well, One Punch Man or Goku.
I will say One Punch Man.
All right. Unanimous decision. All go into One Punch Man.
Until Toei writes Goku even stupider than now, like One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. All right, guys. I hope you had fun listening to Big Order and not having to actually watch like 10 hours of an anime.
Well, 5
it
hours,
doesn't
but
equal,
lucky
actually,
you.
Yeah, 5 hours. We're saving you 5 hours of your
We're
life.
saving them like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Be
so,
real.
so I'm hoping that you had a good time.
Maybe the first 20 seconds, so
I hope
they
you
don't have to
enjoyed
jump
listening to the dulcet tones of our voices.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't yell that,
I am Amazon.
There we go.
and so we got that in there now. Join us next time when we will start to
Meme even harder.
Well, time to disappear.
You're memeing too hard, Wow. We need our own jokes.